I need to figure this out too. I self-procrastinate about that. Okay, so it's the latest one, this one. The trial reconvenes. And we skip the investigation part for whichever reason. Alright, I could load the one that's the autosave, right? I did read this before, I think. Court is now in session. All rise. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods. And the prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Okay, so we are doing a bit of Phoenix stuff. I didn't pay attention to the title of the game, I just went load. Does it? It only says those three are there. That one says apologist to say attorney or whatever. I'll figure it out sometime. No, I believe I instructed the prosecution to further their investigation. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question? I'm afraid the remote switch is still missing. I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed. Damn. I apologize, Your Honor. Aha! Looks like the prosecution is just as unprepared as I am. And there is a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial. A separate matter, you say? And what might that be? I assume you are aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial? I'm speaking, of course, on the assault of Mr. Justice in the ruins of courtroom number 4. Uh-oh. Why is he bringing that up? Yes, what a truly harrowing experience it must have been. Poor Mr. Justice. At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with the defendant, Miss Juniper Woods. Isn't going where I think he's going with this, is he? And the prosecution wishes to indict Miss Woods on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault. Order. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the incident under deliberation here is the courtroom bombing. The assault on Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial. But I believe there is a connection between this case and Mr. Justice's assault. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4. This is the location in courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered. And as you can see, it's quite close to where Detective Arm's body was found. And it still seems fairly far apart if that's the whole courtroom he's showing a picture of there. Hey, the diagram is added to the court record. And the question is, why did the culprit feel the need to maliciously attack Mr. Justice? Why indeed? What do you believe their motive to be, Mr. Payne? I believe Mr. Justice found something in that courtroom while Miss Woods was with him. Evidence that fingered her as the perpetrator of the bombing. You mean he found some incriminating evidence? Precisely! And so, I surmise the defendant picked up a piece of the rubble and hit Mr. Justice on the back of the head in order to silence him.
Objection!
Jeannie would never do such a thing! She was devastated when we found her pulling her like that. Miss Socks, please control your outbursts. It is the prosecution's belief that by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, we will draw ever closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself. Very well. Miss Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice. What? Why are you listening to Mr. Toupee over there? Although, considering our conversation yesterday, I think Apollo might have figured something out. I wonder what it was. He told me I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper. Maybe the two incidents really are related after all. I would like to start by hearing from the defendant herself. Very well, bailiff, please bring Miss Woods to the witness stand. Again. I'm sorry. I can't seem to stop. Huff those sunflowers, Junie. Miss Woods. Yeah, she's still really upset about Apollo. Miss Woods, you went to the ruins of courtroom number 4 with Mr. Justice, did you not? Yes, I did. Good, good. If you would, then please testify about what happened to the court. Alone with Apollo. You minx, you, Juniper. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me, and we went to the courtroom ruins together. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. So the bailiff or whoever got her should have seen Apollo when they went to get Juniper. I swear I didn't attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person? Give me a minute. I'm getting there with the yawning. So Mr. Justice stayed by your side while you were feeling unwell. What an admirable young man, I thought. His loud voice was his only outstanding feature. He may look like a little imp at times, but Apollo can be really nice too. I hope she didn't hurt her wrist back handing that one out. Yeah, I know. But one has to wonder, why did Mr. Justice stay behind in the ruins? Because he's an idiot, and he was supposed to just go home and rest, and he didn't. But it'll probably work out for this case. I think Apollo might have figured something out. Something? What kind of something? Something to do with the courtroom bombing kind of something, I think. Oh, new evidence for the case, was it? That's a very big kind of something indeed. I believe so. He mentioned looking for some evidence when I was called away.
Objection!
Just as I thought, there is a connection between the two incidents. Well, the defendant has told a very big lie, Your Honor. What lie is that? When she learned, Mr. Justice would be looking for new evidence. When she learned Mr. Justice would be looking for evidence, and she attacked him. She attacked him to give herself the chance to destroy that evidence. But no, I never.
Objection!
Miss Woods repaid Mr. Justice's kindness with violence. We found the proof of a foul deed there in the courtroom ruins. What on earth? You see it? There in front of Mr. Justice's right hand. Witness the message he left us. It's written in blood.
Why isn't that?
That's right, Your Honor. It says Woods in capital letters. What? I mean that Mr. Justice left us with the name of his attacker before he fainted. Polly's assault photo added to the court record. Oh, here we go again. They would like to assume that, wouldn't they? That they leave the attacker's name. But we've had this once before, at least. And that time I'm thinking of, it was not the attacker's name that was left there. No, that can't be true. Why would Apollo write my name? Mr. Wright, the nerve of him leaving that message! Why would he do this? Hey, don't take it out on me. I don't understand it any more than you do. The screen's gone red. And we discovered Apollo yesterday. Apollo! No! We didn't even have a chance to rush over to him. As soon as security heard Athena scream, they ran in and cordoned off the area. After that, they were in courtroom number 4 with Apollo the whole time. And all they need to do is wait for Apollo to recover a bit and then he can say why he left her name. But they won't do that. We couldn't investigate anything ourselves and had to leave everything to the police. Still, I never thought they would find some bloody writing there.
Now then, please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Here we go.
Hold it!
Do you always cough when you get nervous, Miss Woods? Yes.
Mr. Wright, please do not make Miss Woods nervous by praising her so ruthlessly.
But that barely even qualified as a quasi-question. Let's help her relax with a little small talk before we dive into the cross-examination. You know, ask her about hobbies and her crushes and stuff. Her crushes? Really? I don't know about this. That could be relevant.
Hold it!
Why exactly did you go to the courtroom ruins? I went to look for my medicine. To stop my coughing. Your medicine? Why would your medicine be in courtroom number 4? I dropped it in the heat of the moment. Bumrap Riney, he was keeping my medicine safe for me. Oh, that's new information. Here's a little compartment that I can put things in, you see? And Phony Fanty has the same type of pocket. That's where the bomb was inserted. I put my medicine for my coughing fits inside Bumrap Riney. When I told Apollo about it, he said he'd help me go look for him. There was so much rubble in there. I was worried, but there was no rubble or anything in front of the witness stand. So when I got inside, Apollo went straight there and started looking for my Riney in that area. It was so nice of him to do that for me, in spite of all his injuries. He should have already been in hospital. Apollo's so strong and kind, just like the trees of the forest. Of the way she makes him sound, you'd think Apollo was some kind of ancient god. Oh wait.
So that's why you went to the ruins, I see. That seems to be quite an important fact. Please add it to your testimony, Miss Woods.
Hold it!
The area around the witness stand, are you sure about that? I'm sorry, did I say something wrong? No, he's just very dramatic. Okay. No, no, of course not. I was just testing my hearing. Must not upset her, must not upset her. Yes, I'm sure that's where we searched first.
Hold it!
That was when you were called to the stand after Mr. Tonight's testimony, right? Yes, the bailiff came to courtroom number 4 and brought me back to this courtroom. And what about Mr. Justice? Did he come with you or did he stay behind? No.
Hold it!
I better not ask you about Apollo. I know, I'll use some small talk here to get her to relax a bit. Do you have any hobbies, Miss Woods? Hobbies? Oh, well, I love growing vegetables in my garden. And I love to knit. I like sewing too. I made this outfit myself. Keep it up, Mr. Wright. It's working. Don't ask her if she has a crush on anyone. So, is there anyone in particular you like right now?
Objection!
Mr. Wright, is that question even remotely related to this case? To this case? Not really. No, it very much is. If she has a crush on Apollo, then she wouldn't have hit him with the rubble.
Mr. Wright, you'll refrain from asking questions unrelated to the case at hand.
So, Your Honor. -1 to brownie points. Miss Woods, please continue with the testimony. I believe you were telling the court about your attack on Mr. Justice. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person? Who knows? Who knows?
Hold it!
So you think Mr. Justice is kind? Yes, very kind. He rescued me. He's like the sun, strong and warm. He makes me feel strong too. The only adjectives I associate with the sun are sweltering and oppressive. Come on, Phoenix. But then Apollo got hurt and it's all my fault. Junie, Apollo's gonna be fine. It's just like the sun, right? Well, the sun doesn't drop out of the sky. You really think he'll be fine? But the sun does go down at night. But then that means Apollo could.
Mr. Payne, I do not think much of men who make young ladies cry.
So Apollo was trying to help Juniper. Who knew that Apollo could be such a sweetheart? I must have been pretty hard on him too, with all that rubble everywhere. Now that I think about it, there's something about what Apollo was able to do. You know, considering what Miss Wood said just now, I think you're right. That courtroom was in a very unusual state after all. Which leaves the $1,000,000 question, what would explain this contradiction? Anyway, let's see what happens when I present what I suspect is our answer. Okay. What are we gonna get? Near the witness stand has to be it. I'll do a save. Where there was no rubble. There's some rubble here. So it's one of these. I think this picture would be better.
Objection!
But it's fine. Come on. Brain is not in Ace Attorney. Yeah.
Objection!
It was that one. Okay, I was sort of on the right track. So you started his search with the witness stand, you say? That's right. I guess maybe you wanted to start from the furthest point in the room. I was being so brave and strong. But that's odd. Under the circumstances, he shouldn't have been capable of that. But he was! And he still is! He might not look it, but he really is brave. And kind too. No, that's not the part I'm finding fault with. Someone has a crush on Apollo. Well, you can all tell. What you are claiming is something that no one should have been able to do.
But I should think that anyone can be brave and kind if they want to be. Wanted to be, Mr. Right.
True. Anyone can be brave and kind, but if you would please take a look at this diagram. With the courtroom in this state, how is it possible to walk up to the witness stand? Oh!
I see your point. Rubble blocks off access to the area around the witness stand.
Does such a tiny inconsistency even matter? Perhaps the witness is simply misremembering it. So tiny things that Phoenix will get you on. Great, now I'm not so sure it matters. A real man doesn't make mountains out of molehills, you know?
But that's precisely what Mr. Right does best.
Exactly. Thank you, Judge. I could slander, Your Honor. No, it's truth, but these molehills are important. That's why you make mountains out of them.
So, was it really impossible to approach the witness stand? I have to say, it's a bit hard to tell with any accuracy on just this diagram. Mr. Payne, do you have any other photos of the crime scene?
Let me see, Your Honor. Ah, yes, I have one more. Here it is. It's a more pulled back version of the photo presented before. Okay. Updated. Okay, so we got both in the same one. Huh? What's that hunk of metal on wheels? It's a case for something. Mr. Payne, is a metallic object in the photo Mr. Tonight's bomb transport case? And that's right. Is there some problem?
Oh yes, the transport case was there in courtroom number 4 when the bomb went off. It must have been there ever since.
Oh, that's it. Miss Woods, have you remembered something? Yes, I just realized. Its position. It's different from before. Its position? The position of what? The position of that big metal thing. The bomb transport case? Yes, when Apollo and I went there, it was in a different place. Where the case is in the photo was open space, so it was easy to search the sand. I see. So where was the transport case when you and Mr. Justice saw it? As I recall, I think it was more to the right. To the right? Then that means... In that case, the case was over there at the time of Apollo's attack. Who cares where the transport case was when? What difference does it make? It has nothing at all to do with what we were talking about.
Objection!
Where the transport case was has everything to do with this discussion. In fact, it's so important that it's enough to turn the prosecution's argument on its ear. There we go, Phoenix. What?
Well, that certainly sounds very relevant indeed. And you sound as though you know where the case was at the time of the attack.
Yeah, sure. This diagram represents the crime scene as shown in the photo. And this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault on Mr. Justice. Alright, I have this. The bomb transport case is here at the time of Apollo's attack. Over the words, because it was to the right.
Take that!
Your Honor, I said this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault.
but that's...
Inconceivable!
Miss Woods, was this where the transport case was when you saw it?
Yes. Yes, that's where it was.
Thank you, Miss Woods. I'm sure the court has noted an interesting fact about this position. The transport case covers up the writing in blood. Exactly. If the transport case was in that position at the time of the assault, then no message could have been written there because the case was in the way. Which leads us to conclude that Mr. Justice couldn't have left that bloody writing.
Objection!
Why should we believe the defendant's claim that the case was in a different position? She's obviously lying.
Objection!
The fact that the case was moved after the assault on Mr. Justice is proved by more than Miss Woods' testimony alone. What? And where was this a proof you're talking about? It's right here in the crime photo. I'm keen to see this proof myself, Mr. Wright. When this photo indicates that the transport case was moved after the assault. That's a good question. There's tracks. That's it.
Take that!
All the proof you need, John, is right here. He doesn't follow? Come on! Getting feelings of doubt from you, which means you're just taking a wild stab in the dark, aren't you? Ouch. Oh, come on! There were tracks! That was it, right? He's doing something. That penalty... The tracks there have to be it. Do I need to do a different spot? Oh. It's over the top of his bandage.
Take that!
Right. I was on the right track. I just had to prove somehow it was after he got knocked out. Right. Please take a look at the mark that runs over Mr. Justice's bandages here. I said, but what is it? This mark was made by one of the casters from the transport case carrying his bomb. As the case was moved, it ran over his bandages. In other words, the transport case was originally to the right of Mr. Justice. Then after Mr. Justice was assaulted, the transport case was moved. What? Just as Miss Wood said, the case was covering the writing at the time of the assault. Therefore, it was impossible for Mr. Justice to have left that message in blood. No! You did it, boss! That was a real nail biter, but you pulled it off. Yep, that should bring down the prosecution's claim like a house of cards. Order in the court, Mr. Wright. That was a very clever deduction. Oh, it was nothing, Your Honor. Nothing but pure genius. Take that. Boss, I'm seeing a definite smug and braggy vibe. Sensing a definite smug and braggy vibe coming off of you. Yeah. I have just one question, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. If Mr. Justice didn't leave this message in blood, then who did? Huh? What? Oh. Well, looks like I should have taken that train of thought through to the last station. Yes, Phoenix, you should have. Well, I've heard a lot about this. So this is Mr. Wright's famous bluffing technique, is it? Ah, this feeling, it brings back memories of the old days. Back when you carved out a name for yourself by bluffing your way through thick and thin.
Gee, Mr. Wright, the judge kind of makes you sound no better than a too-big con man. You made your argument with such confidence, Mr. Wright. Now, I'd like to hear you answer with just as much confidence. Hey, until the judge asked a question, you didn't catch on either, buster. So if I'm looking at the people, what do we have here? She's dead. Junie's innocent, or when trying not to prove her guilty. The only other one that could have done it is Ted tonight. What now, boss? I hope you didn't bluff your way into a corner. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way through this. Do you like these slow zooms that they've added in here? I have to dig my way to the truth somehow. Who could have written that message in blood? Oh, the culprit. If Apollo didn't leave that bloody writing, maybe it was Apollo's attacker who wrote it and made it look like Apollo did it? That seems like the most reasonable explanation. But wait a minute. I just realized something, boss. What is it? Look at the amount of blood in the photo. It doesn't look like Apollo bled very much. I wonder if it's even possible to write it. I wonder if it's even possible to write out Woods with just this much. Hey, you're right. Good thing Apollo didn't lose that much blood. It might be a factor in why he survived the assault. And since there was so little blood, that pretty much was out his attacker. Huh? I guess so. Okay, so they're explaining that a bit. And if it wasn't his attacker, then who else could it have been? Who could have written that message in the blood? Someone else. If it wasn't Apollo, who could have left the bloody message? Oh, because it was near where Candace died.
Take that!
To be honest, I don't actually have any real proof of this. But I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Besides Apollo, there was one more person who shed blood at this crime scene. Oh, that's their explanation too. I was thinking of how close they were as well.
A person who shed blood? You don't mean...
Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Arm who left behind this message in blood.
What?
What? Detective Arm? Are you sure you know what you're doing here? Oh, not really?
Objection!
What kind of ridiculous assertion is that? If you had said the attacker left the message to throw people off, it might have made sense. At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message.
Ah, I see. Even the photo makes it clear there wasn't enough blood to write all those letters. And Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case.
But why would Detective Arm write the defendant's name? There's no connection between the two whatsoever. And I didn't even know the lady who was killed. I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and the defendant. They had never even met each other. That's very true. Well then, let's see. Maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be.
Intended meaning?
Not what it appears to be? Maybe the message was not intended to be Woods. Yeah, okay. Pseudo is not a word. But maybe it's incomplete.
Coming from you, that's quite a bold statement, Mr. Wright. You still said that this bloody writing could have some other meaning.
Yes, Your Honor. For something I pulled out of my wormhole, it could turn out to be true, right?
Objection!
It clearly says woods. Has anyone complained they see? What other meaning could it possibly have?
Objection!
But Candace Arm was a detective. Maybe woods only means something to the police because it was all in caps. It's an acronym, right? Like a police scanner code, for example.
I didn't think of that.
You may have been tricked, His Honor, but you'll never get the best of me. I have a thing for studying on the weekends, as you may have already guessed. And there's no such radio code as a woods in this state, dear Mr. Wright. Is that a fact? Is that a fact? I just saw her and thought it was her. Don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes. About police codes.
Enough of this. I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. But if they can't substantiate it with anything, then I must end things here.
No, please wait, Your Honor.
Very well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing?
Women on order defending students. Well, I believe it's...
And no, student. If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I will declare this discussion officially over.
Trouble now. What other meaning could it have? Besides the obvious one. Maybe it means something in another language, or maybe it's a code. Think, Phoenix, we can do this. You can do this.
What piece of evidence would tell us what the word woods really means?
Is the code to open the box? That's a possibility. Is that something on my screen? Something on my screen, alright. Okay. There's another letter there missing.
Take that!
What exactly is your point, Mr. Wright?
There's literally another letter there that's cut out because a piece of the floor is out. That's what I was trying to get to. But doesn't it, Your Honor?
Are you asking me or telling me?
Yes, I'll let you be the judge of that.
Yes, I'll do the judging around here, and I'll judge you deserve it.
Come on, I'm not on top of my game today with this. Time. Look, this is a case of me jumping ahead too far again, seeing the extra bit up there. I'll just try it.
Take that!
Cause that's what I was thinking of. Maybe it was a code for opening it, or it's... Let's see that. There's 2 zeros, and the 5 could look like an S, I guess.
I've heard it up here with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. L1005R. Doesn't this string look vaguely familiar?
L100. What does that have to do with anything?
What could those numbers possibly have to do with the case at hand? Now please take a look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo. Oh, I think I see it. How'd go? That's the one on my side. That's one on my side.
It says woods.
Or you could say it's a horse of a different colour, Your Honor. The first character isn't a W, it's actually an L and a 1. The next 2 are zeros. Why would you write a 1 like that? And the 5 wouldn't... Another 1 wouldn't look like a D because the S would be the 5, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Miss Woods' name. It's a number engraved on this bomb transport case. That doesn't even make sense. I still don't see it even after them explaining it. That doesn't make any sense. I get that the L could look a bit like the first half of a W, but the 1 wouldn't, unless you wrote it upside down, but then you're also writing the L the opposite way than you're writing the 1. And then the D...
Objection!
And what are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense exactly. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says D.
Objection!
But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This other number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. They're making me do it. Erase 1 line or 2 lines or read it backwards. Probably erasing a line. Now let's have a look at this. If you erase 2 lines as the top part of the 5. But then I thought the S would be the 5. I'm so bamboozled by this. How does this make any sense? I don't know why iTunes keeps asking my password sometimes. I don't see it. It has to be erasing 2 lines though, right? Please erase the third downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D.
What? Would you look at that?
And that would be the R. No, I'm just gonna continue. Eloise. No, Your Honor, it isn't meant to read as a word. It's the number L10015, which, if you take away the final R, is the exact number that's on the bomb transport case.
Objection!
Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I can change anything into anything else simply by erasing 2 lines. What if we erase 2 lines from your name? Would you be happy with as Mr. Rye?
Well, would you, Mr. Rye?
The only right spelling is right. Okay, I'm doing pretty well here and I think I've drawn the right conclusion. Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people. That makes more sense. That makes sense in the end there, okay. What? The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number. But whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message. If you're right, boss, then what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us? A good question. What does this number represent? Do you see this number here? That is my identification number. I knew it is the only one left. Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could only have had one purpose. No! To tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing. Oh, turn their logic against them.
Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she was trying to name.
The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than Tetanate.
Take that!
The defense wishes to indict Mr. Tetanate on the charge of the courtroom bombing. I'm still... I guess in the end it makes sense, but it's like, okay, well, they got the blood from Apollo, I guess, to do the lines.
Detonate?
Apparently, disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tenate's only specialty. Somehow, the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport case number as her dying message. She used Mr. Tenate's own ID number to finger him for the crime.
Objection!
Why would anyone go out of their way to write an ID number? Wouldn't they simply write the person's name? He's got a good point there.
What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright?
But only Detective Arm would know the answer to that. But allow me to offer a theory. A game theory. Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tenate's name in the heat of the moment. As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other. Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing. But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. The fact remains, she wrote Mr. Tenate's ID number.
Objection!
Now, just one moment here. Hasn't been any proof yet that it was indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. If Detective Arm had left a message, it should have been found at that time.
Objection!
Naturally, Mr. Tenate hid it before anyone could discover it. And there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so. What? Mr. Tenate was able to cover the message up because He's the first to find the body. The first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tonight himself. I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body. When Mr. Tonight saw the victim had written his ID number, he used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure. He also could have filled in this with Candace's blood. Oh, so that's why the message in blood was under the transport case. He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. So those letters lived on to serve another function. When Mr. Tonight used them in another incident.
Oh, the assault on Mr. Justice.
Exactly. Mr. Tonight hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes. So he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it, by adding 2 lines to the writing that Detective Arm left behind. He changed the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Miss Woods of the attack. So that means the only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber, who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. And that person is Ted Tonight! Yeah!
Order in the court. Order, I say. It looks like we'll have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tonight take to the witness stand.
Yes, Your Honor. That was great, Mr. Wright. Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try. I'll finally draw Mr. Tonight back onto the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggle Man. Now watch me take your lies apart.
Mr. Tonight, I'm afraid we have a few more questions for you.
I understand the situation, Your Honor. I was keeping a close eye on the proceedings from the gallery. The allegations are all laughable.
Objection!
I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tonight. The message in blood matches your ID number. The same ID number that is there on that bomb transport case. Nice. Actually showing it in the courtroom. That's a good improvement. Hello, Jayland. It's nice to see you. And which part are we saying get good to? Oh yeah, I don't know. The clips just decided to break. The random clips thing just decided to break. So I don't know why that is. I tried replacing the browser source, so something broken with it probably. Such a far-fetched theory, no better than a tangled ball of wires. I'll have them untangled for you in no time at all. You were the first person on the scene after Detective Arm left a message in blood. You were the only one who could have written the writing and then used it again later. I see, X2. But then, let me ask you, do you have any proof that Detective Arm wrote that message?
That's a very good question. Well, do you, Mr. Wright?
The best way to prove that Detective Arm wrote that message is to analyze the DNA? No. Yes? One of them. And analysing the DNA wouldn't make a difference between if the killer used the blood to write it, because it would still be her blood, so probably the handwriting. Your Honour, I request a handwriting analysis be performed on the bloody writing.
A handwriting analysis?
I'm sorry, but that's just not possible. Huh? Unlike writing done with a pen, for example, a message written with a finger, it's difficult to properly analyse it. Okay, that was the other thing I was thinking. But then if it was all her blood and someone else wrote it, then that'd still be not proof. Oh, with such a small sample, it would be even more difficult to analyse. There's got to be another way. That's what, oh, it didn't penalise me. That's all right. Analyse the DNA. Your Honour, I request that a DNA test be performed on the blood itself. Once we know whose it is, it will be obvious as to who wrote the message.
Very well. Bailiff, please put in a request for a DNA test with the forensics team.
Yes, Your Honour.
It will be some time before we have the results of the analysis. Until then, let's hear more from the witness.
I would like nothing more, Your Honour. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defence's theory is. After the explosion. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it. She struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far from where the bloody message was found. You... So you're saying that the victim's body was nowhere near where the writing was? Precisely, it is as plain as day that she could not have written it. It's true that the body was discovered near the entrance to the courtroom. Please have a look at this crime scene photo. Okay. Can we get this photo then? As you can see, there is blood on the rubble near the victim's body. She must have died after hitting her head there. Must she have? Must she?
I see. Do you now?
What if she was shifted and then when he shifted her, he banged her head against the rock?
Alright then, Miss Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart? Well, it wouldn't be infallible if we can take it apart.
Hold it!
Why were you the first person on the scene? To secure the area. It is regulation for a bomb disposal specialist to enter first. In other words, you had the opportunity to alter the bloody writing then, didn't you? Well...
Objection!
Mr. Wright, please don't interrupt. Mr. Tonette is about to give testimony that will show just how wrong your reasoning is. Darn, I think it was about to say something interesting too. Okay. When I went in and saw the aftermath, well, it was quite the disaster. There was no bloody writing. There was no bloody writing there at the time, I tell you. That bloody writing.
Hold it!
You're about to tell this even with those goggles on? You're able to tell this even with those goggles on? With these goggles, there is no way I could have missed something like that. I can see quite well with them. In fact, I can see every hair on your spiky head. Oh, you have a few greys, Mr. Wright. What? Poor Mr. Raj, you're always working so hard keeping our office together. Wait a minute, I don't have any grey hairs. Just kidding.
Objection!
I object to the witness's attempt to prematurely give me grey hair.
Mr. Trinity, this court frowns upon untoward comments on person's hair or lack thereof.
I'm sensing a great wave of sorrow coming from the judge. My apologies, Your Honor. May I continue? Please continue my testimony. No way Detective Arm could have written it.
Hold it!
If she didn't write it, then who do you propose did? Mr. Justice, of course. Just before dying, he wrote the name of his attacker, Juniper Woods. He's not dead. A final message from your poor subordinate.
Poor Mr. Justice, I'm starting to get all misty-eyed.
Apollo is not dead, folks. So, how can you be so sure it wasn't Detective Arm who wrote the message? It is very simple.
Hold it!
Do you imagine she was thrown back by the force of the blast? A bomb can inflict damage not only from the explosion itself, but also substantial secondary damage from the blast wind. Detective Arm unfortunately hit her head on some rubble. It's stated in her autopsy report as well. Cause of death, trauma to back of head. The autopsy report. I'd better take another look at that. Yeah. It has a photo with the autopsy report, and we have a photo here. Must have been right-handed. How are you doing, Jalen? Now, do you see, Detective Arm could not have written that message? The reason for that being...
Hold it!
Isn't it possible she could have crawled to the area of the bloody message? If that were true, then how did she return to the spot near the entrance? Maybe she crawled back after writing it. Hey, did this guy just for me? Would you like to get down on the floor and give us a demonstration of your theory? Huh? No, thank you. The victim's body and the writing are several yards from each other. There's no way she could reach. Quite the conundrum. Quite the conundrum. I'll do a higher tone for Widget. So that means something is off somewhere. There must be a contradiction. Maybe the body was moved, yeah. We could tell. But that doesn't explain how blood got into the rubble. It just whacked her head against the rubble again. Like, if she died from the trauma to the back of her head already, the killer could have shifted her body over and whacked it against that part of the rubble. What if that was done by the real culprit after the fact? If that's the case, then something about this might contradict the evidence we have. Yeah. Let's try to see. Hey, hamster asteroid. It says you're first on chat. Oh yeah, this other one said you followed 10 hours ago. Oh, it's a different account. I didn't realize. Oh, new account? Yeah, cool. Hello. That Woods thing threw me. This thing where they're like, just remove the lines. Why? No, I better save it before I commit to anything. Caused by impact with a flat object. That rubble isn't flat. Aha!
Objection!
Got it. You're a terrible liar, Mr. Tanabe. Take a look at this autopsy, specifically the part about Detective Arm's head injury. Cause of death, trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. Yes, what about it? Now take a good look at the bloody piece of rubble. It's sharp and pointed. That bomb's starting to go off. Hey, you're right, boss. It is pointy. Just like your hair.
That is odd, isn't it? What could be the meaning of this contradiction?
I believe it means the victim did not hit her head on this piece of rubble. The bloodstain you see is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance. Are you claiming that the culprit moved the victim's body? Well, that's exactly what I'm claiming. The victim hit her head at some other location. Most likely on the floor or some other flat surface. And this location was somewhere near where the bloody writing was found. You know, if he'd done what I said, and he had hit her head again on the edge of the rubble, then we wouldn't have this contradiction because the autopsy report would have come back that the hole was made by a pointy object. So he just made a fool of himself. All he needed to do was pick up her head and do that. This location was somewhere near where the bloody writing was found. In that case, she definitely could have written a message. Your Honor, I have the results of the bloodstain analysis.
Ah, very good time. Let's take a look. According to this report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood. And as the defense claims, only the parts of the message that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood.
Okay, so he did use Apollo's blood there.
It would appear the defense's assertion is correct after all.
There we go.
Yes, you did it! You're right, boss!
Now I have to drive it home. And I'll have to take a good look at that bloody writing analysis later. Man, so many of the sentences like, oh, bloody writing analysis. 1 exclamation mark 1. Alright, what have we got here? Definitely proves the blood of the writing to be that of the victim, Candace Arm, age 27. However, the lines that were added later were found to be written in blood of Apollo Justice, age 23. I don't know, I need to put the ages in that. That's alright.
Mr. Tanabe, it is now apparent that you have told several lies to this court. I hope you have some sort of explanation for yourself.
In contempt of court, Your Honor. Take him away. Fine, I will confess. You will? But then why are you so calm? This time I will tell the truth.
The truth, huh?
It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. She You very plainly wrote L10015R. I was shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. Come on, bro. You know how that gets you in trouble.
I see. So it is your assertion that you merely moved the body. Is that it? And also put blood on the rubble so that you would technically be incriminated by putting the blood on the rubble.
That is correct. I did not kill Detective Arm. She was already dying when I got there. It was a mercy killing.
Oh, well, if that's all you did, then... Wait a minute! That in and of itself is a criminal act.
Glad to see you finally crossed that finish line, Your Honor.
The judge finally realized something for himself. Very well, then. Your cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, directly to jail anyway.
Hold it!
So you admit that you actually did see the bloody writing that Detective Arm left. My bad, I should have said so from the outset. And you are sure it was your ID number? I am sure it was definitely my ID number. That number was assigned exclusively to me by the police department. The number is assigned to my goggles as well. So those funky things were provided by the police department. Although these are special goggles customized by me personally. One and five are the best. That makes sense. Speaking of personalized, these sunglasses of mine were custom made as well. They were specially created to be particularly dark and shiny. Yeah, this definitely has a different vibe to the previous games, which is good. It is nice to see them do different things each time.
Speaking of special, my gavel is made of mahogany and was custom made as well. It was specially created to make a particularly loud and resounding sound.
Again, so distracted, bro. Wish I had something to brag about. But be all of that as it may, I just wanted to reconfirm you saw the bloody writing clearly. And that it was your ID number. That is correct. My ID number was written in blood on the floor. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't control the witness properly. L10015R. And it was written after the bomb went off in the courtroom. Correct. I didn't know why she would write it, so that sent me into a panic. I still think this is a detail that's important. See up here? How the R's missing? That piece there is a clue because you can start to see the R. Like, it was after the bomb went off, something must have happened to that piece of the floor. It controls the player as well.
Sounds like you're in quite a tizzy.
And if I were in his shoes, I guess it would have signed me out too. I can't imagine coming across a message. Sykes! Written in blood. Say psych right now. If I saw a gasp in pain not written in blood, it'd certainly make me gasp. If I saw a gasp in pain, it'd make me gasp. Dang it, gasping. Rest assured, Mr. Tennant, I understand how you must have felt.
And so you discovered your ID number written in blood at the scene, and...
That is right. I saw it with my own eyes. It very clearly said L10015R. But I did not detonate the bomb, didn't you? Didn't you? No, I put the switch under someone's seat, and when they sat down on it, they detonated it. Loopholes! The victim may have had special knowledge of who the bomber was. I have no idea what thoughts Detective R may have had inside her head. It is not like I ever dismantled her mind to check. Oh no, that's his actual voice. It is not like I ever dismantled her mind to check. Mr. Wright, if you have suspicions about the witness, and let's see your proof. Evidence is everything in a court of law. Even school children know that. How many years have you been a defense attorney now? Cut me some slack, will you? Yeah, I kind of want to find out what happened after Apollo Justice at the moment, and that then led into this. We know you returned to lawyering and stuff here. Don't feel bad, boss. You just got your attorney's badge back after all. Oh, okay, so it hasn't been that long. That's why they did the epic suit up anime cutscene at the start. 1 year after Apollo Justice, that makes sense. In that sense, you're still more of a beginner than I am. I suppose I should be thankful you're not a licensed psychologist. Okay, that's a bit confusing. Why didn't they go chronologically?
Mr. Tennant, please continue with your testimony.
With pleasure. My ID number was left at the scene, but
Hold it!
by mistaken, you mean you had nothing to do with the explosion? That is correct. That is why I was shocked when I saw my ID number. And the victim may have suspected Mr. Tennant for no reason other than the fact that, as the bomb specialist, he was in charge of the bomb. In other words, a false accusation. It's vocational discrimination, I say.
I do not support discrimination of any kind.
Well spoken, Your Honor. If the victim had been found to be killed with a gavel, Mr. Bluesuit over there probably would have pinned the crime on you.
He would? Well, that just wouldn't do. Mr. Wright, if you dare try to pin anything on me, I will find you in contempt of court.
He doesn't care about the witnesses lying and everything. But that's too far. And I never even tried to harm a hair on a strand of your beard, Your Honor. Well said, Mr. Payne, because I'm so closely associated with bombs. I was afraid I would be prosecuted if anyone saw the bloody writing.
Hold it!
Press. This is the last one to press. You didn't think to clean away the bloody writing? I didn't have time. By the time I found the message, the blood was already dry. The police were waiting just outside for me to secure the room. So far, favourite prosecutor. Because I had fun with the accent as well. I think it's between Franziska von Karma and Manfred von Karma, as far as favourites go. Manfred because of how convoluted and interesting that plot was. And Franziska was just great fun with whipping everyone. And doing the voice with the sort of German accent. With no time to spare, I temporarily covered the writing with my case. I didn't think the police would find it during their investigation. Regulation stipulates only specialists may touch transport cases. Because of the danger, you see, I thought I would clean up the writing once they were finished. My bad. My bad? Does he really think that we just magically smooth everything over? This guy is something else. I did like how Clavier worked so well with Apollo to actually find the truth and all that, but I just wasn't quite as keen on his gimmick and everything compared to those two. This guy is something else, and I don't believe Detective Arm's dying message was just some mistake. He won't wriggle out of this one that easily. What did Mr. Tennant see when he first discovered the bloody writing? There has to be a contradiction hidden in his testimony somewhere. My piece of evidence that I was thinking I'd have to use somewhere. I present this picture where the R isn't clear.
Objection!
I knew it. I just want to make doubly sure that L10015R is really what you saw written in blood. Yes, it very clearly said L10015R. He must have picked up the piece of rubble that was the floor that had the R on it and hit her with it. Or Apollo. And that's odd, because that's not what I see. Oh, I see Woods as well, yeah.
Objection!
Well, I don't know, I think I'm blabbling about now. Wasn't it you who claimed that the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place? Man, you can make that sound so... Wasn't it you that claimed that the bloody writing was his ID number? Take a good look at the photo in the bloody writing analysis. Now tell me, does it really say L10015R? Oh, something is missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Tennant?
Let me check. It's doing the stupid thing where it doesn't want to load the tab. Pain always seems like a introductory one, so that's a part of it. Yeah, so far I'd probably choose that. I'd probably say Franziska over Manfred if I had to choose. Oh, right, now I remember, there was no R on the end. It was just a slip of the finger. My bad. Okay, come back, my beautiful contradiction. Mr. Wright, I'm not so sure it was just a simple slip of the finger. You have something for me, Athena? I sense that he's extremely agitated, almost panicked. Nah. Hey, no, he looks perfectly normal and fine. He does look pretty flustered.
Well, Miss Wright, it appears it was nothing more than a mere mistake.
I don't know. Did he really just make a typo? What about that R? Did Mr. Tennant really see it? He actually saw it. Let's go with it. Maybe Mr. Tennant really did see the R, but there's no R anywhere in the bloody writing. What's going on? No, you can see the corner side of it a little bit. Right here. Right here, you can see the part of the R going around here. Now that I'm taking a good look at the photo, I think maybe that's it. What is it now, Mr. Wright? Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his cords of steel? I've got it, so that's what happened. A slip of the finger. Is that really all it was? Because I don't think so. I propose that Mr. Tonight really did see the letter R.
But the photo clearly shows that there's no R.
No, Your Honor. Actually, just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tonight actually could have seen the R.
If you're going to make that claim, you better be able to point out what you mean.
I've been waiting for this. What part of the photo shows he could have seen the R? You can go exactly.
Boom.
Take that!
Please look here to the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red?
Oh, I see. It's just on the edge of where the floor is broken up.
Well, that's the R that Mr. Tonight saw. Tonight.
Objection!
It's true that the witness wears some very, very odd goggles. Well, that doesn't mean his eyesight is bad, nor his brain power. What part of that little smudge looks like an R to you?
Objection!
But what Mr. Tonight saw wasn't that little smudge. There was a whole and complete R written there, before the floor was damaged by the explosion. So are we saying that that happened before the explosion, so Candace was killed before the explosion? That doesn't make sense, people would have noticed.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Huh? Can you explain what you mean? Because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order. Yep, because that's the way it really went down. The timing of when the R was written turns everything about this case around. Now then, if the floor was damaged by the explosion, when was the message written? Before the explosion. That piece of the floor, I thought, he could have picked up and hit Apollo over the head with, or he could have used that and turned it around to hit her in the back of the head to kill her initially. But no, that wouldn't have made sense because she had to write it after, as she was dying, before the explosion anyway. The bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that. We can only conclude that it was written before the explosion. But that's ridiculous!
If that were true, it overturns your own premise.
That's right, it does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. Which also means that her name could be Candace the Bomb. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred.
Order in the court.
What kind of preposterous claim is that? Have you forgotten that the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion?
Objection!
True, but consider this scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was just secretly placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way, it could be made to look like she was a victim of the blast. What?
It sounds like we'd better look into what the victim was doing before the trial. Mr. Payne wants you detective arm before the trial.
Let's see. I got into the police report. Here it is. One person saw the victim before the trial. And that person was Ted Tonight. Wait, what?
No one besides Mr. Tonight saw the victim.
That appears to be the case, Your Honor. I will now ask the court to recall something. Specifically Mr. Tonight's word from yesterday. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb.
Oh my.
Mr. Tonight. Oh, the waggly finger. Let's go. Just before the trial, you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime, courtroom number 4. Your Honor, the defense requires new testimony from Mr. Tonight. We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial.
Mr. Tonight, your testimony, please.
My testimony, there is no need for WellGA 689 Bureaus 4XG 6 and HBR 9 hashtag exclamation mark. He's completely unnerved, Mr. Wright. You must have hit the nail on the head.
Because all I did was transpose the bomb to the courthouse.
Attorney Trilogy poses a yokes. Yeah, blast this thing! I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear I was only transporting the bomb there.
Objection!
You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, did you not?
Objection!
Test. You always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright. Not now, Mr. Payne. Yes, and Mr. Tonight may have had the opportunity to kill Detective Arm, but an important piece of your assertion is missing. One important piece. A murder weapon. What do you claim was used to kill the victim? Do you have anything here? Flat object? We haven't used the remote switch as evidence much.
Mr. Payne has a point. Even if Mr. Tonight had the chance,
Tonight.
without the weapon, we can't accuse him of the crime.
I'll figure it out as I go. I'm just going, that's sort of what I'm thinking at the moment, based on the evidence we have. We haven't gotten to the point where I have to pick the evidence yet. Oh, yes, that's it, right? And he's going crazy now. Look at him go. I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I couldn't possibly have killed Detective Arm. Did he really have nothing he could use as a murder weapon? What is it, Athena? Just looking over the victim's autopsy report. I'm hoping there's something in here that can point us in the right direction. Well, it does say she died from trauma to the back of her head with a flat object. Yeah, and to inflict that specific kind of injury, all you would need is a flat surface, right? A heavy, blunt object with a flat surface could definitely be our murder weapon.
Well, Mr. Wright, can you indicate if the court what was used to kill Detective Arm?
I believe I can. I believe being the key word here. You can?
And please do so now.
What do Mr. Tonight have that could be used as a murder weapon? Two options then. We could have our last bomb transport case that he dropped on her. The remote switch. And I don't think it was the actual bomb itself. But we haven't used the remote switch in a long time and it's still missing, which means it could have some incriminating blood and evidence on it.
Take that!
This must have been the murder weapon. Don't be ridiculous. Ah, you fell right into my trap. So you confirm that this piece of evidence was not the murder weapon. That narrows my candidates down by one. I hope you don't intend to answer my process of elimination, Mr. Wright.
Because if you do, I better see me do more of this to you.
Yeah, the victim was killed with a blow to the head, so the question is, which evidence is connected to serve as a blunt instrument? Okay. So I'll go with the case.
Take that!
Okay, it's not that. I'll have to load the game anyway, so might as well do that now. What did he have that could have been used as a murder weapon? Those are the things I would have thought that he had. Oh no! That was thinking to be hilarious. Or he had it set up above somewhere and then he pushed it down and it hit her from above. Like down on top of some stairs and she was downstairs or something.
Take that!
Oh, it was being simpler. Mr. Tanay, you see, say you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon. But in fact, you had the perfect thing. What? What the devil are you talking about? You had this.
That's the bomb. I thought you were trying to prove that the victim wasn't killed by the bomb blast.
A bomb blast, no. But I believe Panda's arm was killed with this bomb. Because this is a blunt object that delivered the fatal blow to her head. And that is a bit smarter. You use what's gonna blow up and not have any evidence left on it as the murder weapon. Well, he's got them. Please recall the description of Detective Arm's head wound. Trauma to the back of head caused by impact with a flat object. We assume this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from any flat side of this bomb would produce the exact same wound pattern. He's just gonna activate the bomb, isn't he? I always love the break meltdowns. But what's with him? And show me some proof. Where's the evidence that I hit the victim with the bomb? He's right. I don't have anything decisive. Did you find any of the victim's blood on the bomb? That would be decisive proof. No, it blew up. But too bad, the bomb is blown to bits. It's long gone. Boom! Game over! Yeah! Mr. Wright, is there really nothing on the bomb in the photo? The display's cracked. Oh, it literally just showed it to me after I looked at it when she said that. Ah, I don't see any blood or anything. Wait, the timer display's a little broken here. Yeah. Maybe it broke when it made contact with Detective Arm's head. That's definitely a distinct possibility. However, how do we know it wasn't already broken? Well, unless we find a fragment with the victim's blood on it, it's not going to count. I guess you're right. By setting off the bomb, Tonight managed to obliterate all traces of the murder weapon. What in the world do I do now? At times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things in a different way. Instead of looking for the things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Tonight murdered Detective Arm before the trial started. Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off. Which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then. And I think I have just the thing. I'm to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tonight had to hide. After saving, just in case. The remote switch.
Take that!
Because he's hidden it. The fact that Mr. Tonight hid this makes it decisive evidence for my case. Not sure. Okay, fine. Apparently it wasn't that. Ejaculate belly flop, come back down. What he could have hidden. Let's see, it was hidden inside the elephant. As it being literal with that, it was he hid the bomb inside the elephant.
Take that!
Okay. I did think that was a bit silly to say because it wasn't exactly unknown that the bomb was in the elephant. We're just gonna brute force it. Because I tried the remote switch. Okay, the transport case. What's happening there?
Take that!
It's gonna be the same thing. I'll just save time.
Take that!
It's not that either. I'm not thinking properly about this tonight, as good as I could be. He was trying to hide his ID number.
Take that!
Oh, come on. I'll try presenting the other photo. I thought I might be able to present that one for it.
Take that!
Okay, I guess I'm just brute forcing this then. Because he said photo. I mean, this has a picture of it on there. This is the one we used when the case moved.
Take that!
At this point, I'm just brute forcing it, I guess, because I presented that much anyway. That hasn't worked.
Take that!
Your Honor, there's something you've been overlooking. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Tonight would have had to hide the body somewhere during the trial. Hey, you're right, and if we can figure out where the hiding place was, Exactly, we might be able to find some evidence we can pin him down with. Oh, the logic was he had to hide the body. So I can miss the body during the trial. The transport case!
Take that!
Wait, a box big enough for a body, a box that was in the courtroom the whole time. A box nobody would touch if they thought there was a bomb in it. Mr. Tennate, what is it? Do you finally have some decisive evidence to show me? No, you're the one who's going to show it to me. Come again. You heard me now. Show me what's inside the bomb transport case. What? Why? No, there's no need. I've got him now. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object. And then you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly, you were trying to make it look like she died in the explosion. And where was the body hidden during the trial?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
The answer is right here. Inside a box made of thick alloy plating that can withstand any impact. No, that's completely false. If it's false, you should have no objections to showing us your transport case. So, let's open it up and take a look inside, shall we? Let's not. Not if you value your life. Like, we knew this was gonna happen. He has a bomb right there. What's he up to now? Remain calm and listen carefully. This bomb will detonate in 5 minutes.
What?
Huh? I repeat, this HH3000 will detonate in 5 minutes. It's that Duolingo video again. They didn't do their streak, so he blew up the courtroom. He's doing it. What's going on? Your Honor, I recommend you adjourn this trial before this bomb goes off.
Mr. Tennant, are you threatening me?
I'm the only one who can disable this bomb. If you do not want to die, your only option is to listen to me. Yeah, that's really good when they're actually that confident they'll do it. But Mr. Tennant, didn't you say that it's just a training model? A fake to practice on? I did, but I also lied. This is the real deal. This is the HH-3000. But the double H3000 was used to blow up courtroom number 4, wasn't it? How do you know it was the real HH-3000 that blew up courtroom number 4? Huh? The bomb that blew up the courtroom was a different one that I made.
What? Then are we to take that as a confession on your part?
Take it any way you would like. Just before the trial, I took the HH-3000 out of the stuffed animal and put my own bomb into it. That was the bomb that exploded and destroyed courtroom number 4. I also thought he just had constructed a real bomb again. He surely has a know-how. Mr. Tennant, please be reasonable. You really expect us to believe a crazy story like that? The HH-3000, it is so unique. I had never seen anything like it. It is so unique that I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. So I just had to have it. Besides, did anyone look inside the stuffed animal during the trial? Did anyone check to see if it really was the HH-3000 in there? Big brain plays right here.
I must confess, no one opened the stuffed animal to check.
So there really is a possibility that the bomb was switched out.
No, not a possibility, a certainty.
I did it. I love how he's just going straight. Alright, it's villain time now. Everyone's gonna blow up, and I'm just telling you everything. That's fun. It's a better way to do it than some of the other ones where you break them and then just... They don't use the right to remain silent, they just spill everything without any leverage. And he's had a real bomb with him this whole time. You had better get out of here while you can. You do not have much time. Everyone's still standing.
Order in the court.
I'm out of here!
It's gonna blow! Run!
You four are still here? Well, well, aren't you brave?
It just won't do for the judge presiding over this court to run. But that horrible explosion the other day.
It just looks like he's about to book it for the nearest exit any second. As for Mr. Payne. Yeah, that is... Ah! He's out of there! And he's off. Mr. Wright, what do we do? It'd be pretty pathetic to run now, wouldn't it? It doesn't matter. But the bomb might really go off. Only 3 more minutes, folks. I like how dynamic the cutscenes are. Is that bomb really the HH2000? What should I do? Run like a yellow-bellied chicken. Okay, I mean... It seems like we should stand our ground, but I just want to see him run like a yellow-bellied chicken. No, I can't do that. I can't run, not now.
Well, Mr. Wright, that look on your face. You aren't thinking of running away like a yellow-bellied chicken, were you?
Boss, I never would have expected that from you. I only thought about it for a second.
Unacceptable, Mr. Wright. If you think about running away again, I will be forced to throw you out of this courtroom.
I wish you would, Your Honor. I better reconsider my next course of action. It doesn't let me run away. I thought you'd get the bad ending or something. It would have been funny though. Stand my ground then. I can't run now. Well, it's been fun, but I will be going now with my dear HH3000 naturally. Oh, and by the way, I would advise against having me followed. Even with no remote switch, this bomb can still be triggered manually. If I think I'm being followed, I will detonate it on the spot. Farewell.
Hold it!
You're not going anywhere, Ted, tonight. Oh? Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb is a fake. Are you sure? I better hope so.
Are you sure, Mr. Wright?
More of your famous bluffing, even at the risk of your own life. He gets blown up, but Phoenix is invincible, so he'll be fine.
Mr. Wright, none of your bluffing now, not at a time like this. Lives are on the line here.
I'm not bluffing, and I have proof.
You do?
Yes, of course, Your Honor. It's right here in the photo of the bomb, clear as day. Proof that Mr. Tonight's bomb is not the real HH3000. It doesn't have the crack in the timer display.
Really? Out with it.
Immediately. So this would hold more water with the timer display being cracked. If you think that he just didn't replace the timing display. He could have just replaced it.
Where's the proof that Mr. Tonight's not holding it?
The display for the time on the bomb in the photo is broken. Most likely it broke when Mr. Tonight used the bomb to attack Detective Arm. But the display on the bomb in front of us is not broken. You saw him literally disassembling it and reassembling it, right? You think he couldn't get another display and replace it? Oh, nice.
Oh, you're right.
Therefore, this is not the real HH3000. Mr. Tonight was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb in the stuffed animal. The real HH3000 blew up in courtroom number 4. This bomb is nothing more than a fake, a model used for training purposes. Fear not, Your Honor. I love the waggly finger. I will examine the inside of the bomb transport case myself.
Yes, please do that, Miss Wright.
No, stop!
What is that? Is that a bloodstain?
Just as I expected. Your lies have all been blown to bits, Mr. Tonight. I'm confident DNA analysis on this blood stain will confirm it's Detective Arm's blood. And that those results will conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Arm. How about it, Mr. Tonight? Think you can dismantle this decisive evidence? That's a powerful point. Dismantle it? You're too late. You missed your chance to run, so now you're out of time. Now this courtroom's gonna blow up. This HH3000 is about to explode! Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tonight. I've already proven that your bomb is fake. Apart from the possibility of you just replacing the timer display. It's real. This bomb is a real thing, I tell you. It's real. Mad Bomber, party of one. He makes bombs instantly. It could not be the HH3000, but he makes an effective bomb otherwise. There's no time left. It's going to blow. I have to disarm it. I have to take it apart. I have to dismantle anything. I can disarm it. I can take apart evidence. I can take back bombs. I can dismantle it all. Dismantle, 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 dismantle. I'm not gonna make it! Only one thing left to do! Stop! I made it! That's his eyes! Game over. Dismantle attempt failed. It's all over. My life has been blown to pieces. It's all that stupid woman's fault. I was selling the bombs I disarmed on the black market. When I tried to take this one, she just had to notice, didn't she? She confronted me in courtroom number 4 that day. That's why I had no choice. Before I knew what I was doing, I hit her. It's all her fault. While I was looking for a place to hide her body, She left a message in her own blood. The trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up. And now all this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death with an explosion. Wow. Then that stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. After my testimony yesterday, I went to courtroom number 4 and I found that kid all up in my bond transport case. That's when I snuck up behind him and BAM! And when the idiot police arrested that little girl, I thought for sure I could pin it all on her. Why? Oh, why? The goggles says guilt level is over 9,000!
Tetanate, you are hereby under arrest on suspicion of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Justice. Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial.
Of course, they always do that. They can't just convict him. He bloody confesses, Judge, but okay.
Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. One person, however, seems to still be running far, far away.
He's gonna go on up here. He could win on an appeal. That would be hilarious.
Be that as it may, I will now announce Miss Juniper Woods' verdict.
Not guilty. Oh yeah, we're celebrating. Athena looks so happy. Just bloody gasping.
Court is adjourned.
Defendant lobby number 5. You did it, boss! Yeah, I guess we managed to pull it off somehow. So many mysteries cleared up all at once, it was amazing! It just sort of worked out that way, didn't it? That's not the kind of thing that usually just works out. You made it happen! And the way that mean old prosecutor hightailed it out of here. That was great! Mr. Wright, Athena, thank you for everything you did for me. I'm so happy for you, Junie. Now you can go back home to the forest in peace. I hope the both of you will come and visit me there sometime. That will be nice. Thank you for the invitation. I don't know, Mr. Wright. I'm not sure you can make it all the way up to Junie's house. How high up do you live again, Junie? Around 3,000 feet, I think. Come on, tab, load the conversion that I was googling because I don't know feet. Oh, it's like 914 meters, it's nearly a kilometer. What? That's no forest, that's a mountain. The mountain where the Kurayan village is. But you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about the case. One little mystery we never got around to solving. Oh, that? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Is this the unsolved mystery you're thinking of? Where the remote switch is. Yeah, I know, I was trying to use it earlier.
Take that!
The remote switch, right? Yeah, I wonder where it disappeared to. Maybe Mr. Tanuk just got rid of it somewhere. Yeah, it is a pretty big thing to leave unsolved though. Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. For now, we should be celebrating our not guilty verdict. I guess you're right. Hey, I know. Jeannie, shall we go report the good news? You know, to that certain someone? Hey. Okay. Huh? Her grandmother? Phoenix, you dolt! No, silly, to Apollo! Oh, right. Well, why don't we all go to the hospital together to see him? Great idea, I bet he's bored out of his mind. Okay. And so the courtroom bombing case came to a close. But the next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office, that's for sure. Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, and me, Phoenix Wright. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. When our powers combine, we're an unstoppable team. Captain Planet! At least that's what I believed. But all of that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test. It's still the Right Anything Agency. Oh, we've got cutscene time.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Wait, what do you mean by a leave?
Can you at least give me a reason why?
I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
Hey, Tracy.
Oh, why, Apollo? Why are you shutting us out?
So she has a crush on Apollo as well as Juniper, and they're gonna have a love triangle and fight over him. Is that right? What happened to you, Apollo? Ever since you put that jacket on, you've changed. And now, for whatever reason, all my mind keeps doing is returning to the day I first met you. Okay, this makes sense as far as the chronology goes there. We have tackled our first case together, he and I, this past spring. And as we did, I came to know who he is and how he thinks. It was a very peculiar case, one in which the victim was killed by a mythical creature. What? And, okay. That was a really cool first case. Let's continue on to the next episode. Yeah, I haven't really thought about how I'd order them all.
Long, long ago, the nine-tailed fox defeated the evil Tenmataro and sealed the fallen demon away. To this day, it is said that he slumbers even still within the forbidden chamber.
I didn't expect there to be legit mythical creatures.
Night, Alderman.
Sweet dreams!
Who is this clown?
At long last, the revival of Tenmataro is at hand.
A few months prior to the courthouse bombing. His hobo cap and beanie's on there. Alright. The 17th of April, 13 minutes past 12, the Right Anything Agency. I guess I'm a little early. Oh, hey Apollo! You get an early start today! True C in 3D. Alright. Yeah, this is the first job I've had in a while after all. Well, I'm real fired up. Yeah, no. I think I still like most of the 2D models a bit better, but because it seems like they can have a bit more detail to them. But I do like the movement and dynamic parts of this game too. Well, it's not every day I get a call from Mr. Wright. That kind of work, what kind of work is it anyway? Mr. Wright didn't mention any details. Work? Is that how he put it? Don't tell me he just wants me to clean the toilet again. You've really become a fixture around here, Apollo. Come to think of it, it's been almost a year since I was hired. A lot's happened since then. But I've settled in nicely despite a few bumps in the road. My name is Apollo Justice, because we didn't know that already. I've been practicing law for about a year, and I still have a lot to learn. Okay, yeah, that has the year date in there. This is the Right Anything Agency, and it's where I work. Don't let the name fool you, it's definitely a law agency. But don't forget that this place is a talent agency too, Polly! It's the law agency part of this office that's usually forgotten. This is Tracy Wright, a budding magician. She does look a bit older though. An adopted daughter of the agency's owner, Phoenix Wright. She sometimes makes me help with her magic tricks. Well, what's wrong with that? You're one of the talent agency's talents as well. She's interacting with the monologue. I was under the impression that I was a lawyer. Oh, we better hurry. Doesn't look like Daddy's gonna make it. So let's get going. Huh? Where are we going? What about the job he mentioned? This is the job, Polly. You're supposed to keep me company today. Ah. Is that Phoenix's play? Now, come on! Another day of not being a lawyer. Should have seen this coming. Well, this is the Right Anything Agency, you know? And there's no law-related work at the moment, so... Tell me again why I chose to work here. Where is Mr. Wright anyway? Daddy said something about going to meet an acquaintance. But don't worry, just focus on your job and I'll tell you exactly what you need to know. Well, let's go. We don't have all day. Wait a sec. And another day of anything goes begins at the Right Anything Agency. Nine Tails Vale, Yokai Lane. Yokai. Oh, the spidery thing here is moving. Everything was static in the previous game, so it's nice to see movement in things. Phew, so what are we doing way up here in the mountains? Is this near where Juniper lives? Oh, cat's tail needles, okay. We don't have Eldoon's needles up here. This is Ninetales Vale. Everyone's been talking about the yokai craze here. Yokai? You mean... Oh, you mean Japanese monsters? Guess that explains all these weird things. Speaking of which, wasn't Ninetales Vale founded by Japanese immigrants? Okay, this is where they're talking about that. But, like, if there was the legit Ninetales versus Senmataro, or whatever exactly the name was, isn't that supposed to be Japanese-centered folklore? Why are the Japanese-centered folklore monsters in the United States if they're two separate countries in the world? Like, I could agree on a compromise and saying this is a country which has elements of both US and Japan melded together. But it seems weird that they try and say it's something else. It's what's his face from Dragon Ball Z in the corner there too. The guy that can... Chaozu is in the corner there. Yeah, they're holding a festival to boost tourism all over at the Alderman's Manor. A friend who works there invited us. That's why we're here. In other words, I'm your chaperone because your dad is too busy. Daddy said that with those horns of yours, you'd make a great addition to their festival. I mean, you look like just like a Japanese demon. Wasn't that so thoughtful of him, Polly? Come on. Just, yeah, sure, he looks like a noni. I could do without thoughtfulness like that. Oh, it's almost time. Come on, Polly. The festival grounds are this way. Alright, I guess it's time to move to QB Manor Garden. QB is Ninetales, isn't it? Oh, I'm having a moment. Like, why are they translating some and not others? I guess localizing all the signs in that is good. I guess it depends what is used. Apparently, according to Google Translate, QB is QB. As in C-U-B-Y. But I'm pretty sure that might be the kanji and not if you spelled it with the hiragana or depending on the context. Could even be katakana, I don't know. They have similar sounds between them. Oh, we can have a look around. Except for I can't explore the environment. Oh, the monster craze. We do the mash. Oh, the monster mash. It's monster craze. Come to think of it, I think I heard about it on TV. It's supposedly how Ninetales Vale made a comeback from the brink of fiscal disaster. Our agency could sure use something positive like that. Oh, I know. Let's jump on board the monster craze. You and Daddy would be a perfect comedy duo. You could call yourself Agni and Rudra, Demon Kings of Comedy. I think of Agni Kai in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't think I've heard Rudra before. Now I'm going to look all this up to see. Rudra is a thing, so Agni is probably another thing, and then... Agni is the Hindu goddess of fire. And it's loading the page forward. I can go back. Rudra is a Rigvedic deity associated with Shiva, the wind or storms. Okay. They're just chucking all of the folklore deities and whatever together. Daddy sets them up and you knock them down. Hey, I think we hit the jackpot with this idea. I'm sorry, but I plan on staying a lawyer. You do? You don't have to act so surprised by that. Hey Tracy, have you seen my attorney's badge? How could you lose something so important? Someone's really wondering about you, Apollo. This is so weird. I wonder if I dropped it somewhere. Oh look, what are those panties doing here? Not the panties again, Trucy! Forget about panties. I'm looking for my badge. 3, 2, 1, ta-da! Did you forget? These are my magic panties! Oh my god, she actually did it. They could actually do it. How could I forget, Trucy? That is very memorable. Hey, that's my attorney's badge. Wow, how'd you do that? I set it all up while we were back at the office. Wow, I didn't even... Wait, you took my badge? Yeah, that's definitely not as cute as when they have the 2D sprite. But because of that, I gotta present her with the attorney's badge. Check it out. You're so lucky, Apollo. Everyone can see what you can do with just a flash of your badge. What about you, Tracy? People can tell you're a magician by the way you're dressed. Yeah, but I can't always dress like this. Like when I'm at school and stuff. Oh, yeah, thank goodness school actually has a uniform. You can always show you're a magician by making things appear or disappear. I could get you in trouble. You mean like this? Magical no, aren't you a little old to be showing those things in public? They really wanted to show the magic panties trick, didn't they? Someone at Capcom is obsessed with that. Then maybe I'll become a lawyer too. You're abandoning your dream just like that. Someone was like, okay, we were 100% before they even made this game. Wait, we're gonna have Trucy performing the magic panties trick. Oh, we have a different menu for different places. Oh, that's neat. That's a nicer menu, I think. QB Managar. Yeah, hashtag Japan. QB. Am I right in thinking QB is nine-tailed? Because if I'm remembering back to Naruto, that was part of how they said nine-tailed fox spirit or whatever. Wow, this place is really something. It definitely feels like a different world here. Trucy. Oh, that's not the voice at all. Trucy? Jinxie! Okay. And this is... my friend, Jinxie Tenma. She's the one who invited us. She just happens to be the maid here. 2 horns, a love of red. Are you a demon? No, haha. I'm Apollo Justice. Nice to meet you. Ah, he's a demon. What the? Okay. No, haha. I'm Apollo Justice. Nice to meet you. He is a demon. What the? This is fun. Begone, foul beast. You look great, Polly. Feels in some of that space on your forehead. What is this thing? It's a warding charm. Jinxie puts them on all the monsters she finds. But I'm not a monster. Maybe I should have told her you're a good demon. Or you could just say that I'm human. Or you could just say I'm human. The Red Demon, emissary of the underworld. I got up early to do my hair for this. Can you take this off now? So you can eat me? I'm not going to eat you. Forgive me, you're a terrible one. Tone down your cords of steel, Apollo. You're scaring her out of her wits. Oh, don't worry, I'm already full. Please stay that way. Great, now I'm playing along too. Ninetales Vale. So I wanted to ask you about Ninetales Vale. Speak! Ah! Begone, foul demon! Looks like you've been demonized, Polly, literally. I'm starting to wonder if I really am a demon myself. Hey, please don't eat me. I have food if you're hungry. This isn't working. We won't get anything out of her until we set the record straight. If only we had some way to prove you're not as scary as you look. Ouch, unnecessary roughness. Looks like I may have to present some proof. Proof that I'm 100% human. I have my attorney's badge. I wanted to show you this. Hey, what is it? It's my attorney's badge. You see, I'm not a demon, I'm a lawyer. Really? You're a lawyer? Phew, maybe now she'll stop calling me a demon. Does it protect you from Enmedio's judgment? Who's Enmedio? Daylight come and me no wanna go home. I read somewhere that he's the demon lord who judges the dead for their sins. Uh-oh, now she thinks you're a demon lawyer from hell, Polly! Can I go back to just being a normal demon? Please. Please don't boil me in this golden cauldron. I prefer a Turkish bath if possible. A Turkish bath? Isn't that more sauna than bath? Don't worry, Jinxie. He's a good demon. He'll save you if you ever go astray. Eek! Please, Mr. Demon Lawyer, sir. Have mercy on my soul. I told you I'm not a demon, and Tracy, you're just making things worse. You just leave that Enmedio to me. I do like how they can have two characters on screen like this at once now too. Isn't that great, Jinxie? I'm no longer scared to cross into the afterlife. Will someone tell this to I'm human already? Okay, I'm gonna get some more water. Just a moment. Ninetales Vale. So, Jinxie, I heard this village is the epicenter of the monster craze. Barely anyone has even heard of it before, but now it's packed with tourists. Really? So, the monster craze is the reason behind today's festival? It was the alderman's idea. But I'd be careful if I were you. There are lots and lots of yokai prowling about Ninetales Vale. Prowling about? You mean like wild animals or something? Uh-huh. And they're hungry too. Man-eating monsters, and they're all over the place? Uh-huh. In fact, there was one at the manor yesterday. I heard the doorbell ring. When I opened the door, nobody was there. That ding was a clue. Oh, I remember that. It was the Ding Dong Demon. How else do you explain it? Ding Dong! Well, I'm gonna have to do the sound alert myself if I open that. Well, when I was a kid, my friends used to play this prank called Ding Dong Ditch. Well, that doesn't prove yokai aren't real. There's even one here at the manor. The demon Tenmataro. He's imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenmataro? The Forbidden Chamber? About that yokai I said was in prison here at the manor, is it true? Uh-huh. He's a super evil demon named Tenmataro. Here, take a look at this scroll. Tenmataro is the dark demon you see here. He's super evil and super scary. So that's the yokai imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber? Uh-huh. He was defeated by the village guardian yokai, the nine-tailed fox, and locked away forever. So, you're saying Tenmataro is still trapped inside the Forbidden Chamber? Uh-huh. But he's just biding his time until he can escape. Still, we should be perfectly safe. Not if that opening cutscene we saw was anything to go by. Because there's a really powerful sealing charm on the door keeping it shut tight. What a charming security system. You can keep the scroll if you want. The alderman gave me this, but just holding it gives me the chills, so... Ah, yeah. Thanks, Jinxie. Maybe I'll give this a miss. Already adding things to the court record. So, I was wondering, are those things on your forehead also warding charms, Jinxie? Yes, they're to prevent evil things from getting inside me. Papa told me to wear them. Evil things? Apollo, don't you dare take those charms off her forehead! They have to stay there! Forever! Got it? I wonder what would happen if I did take them off. It's time for me to get back to work. Thanks for inviting us, Jinxie! You're welcome. Oh, and before I forget, there's going to be a surprise event today. Tenmataro is gonna rock up and just kill everyone. Even I don't know what to expect, but it's sure going to be fun. Better not be a yokai parade. She'd probably drop dead from fright. Eek! Ah, to the demon! What, it's just rocking up here? Oh wait, it's just someone in a suit, right? To Tenmataro! Tenmataro? The demon from the Forbidden Chamber? Hey, please don't hurt me! Be gone, be gone, be gone!
Now this is pod racing.
Oh yes it is.
Yes! Better watch out, little girl, or I'll snatch you away.
Hey, Chum, where's that dying go to heaven, Chum? Oh, she put on her own forehead this time. Own forehead this time. She sure gives up quick. Huh? Why is everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there! You mustn't stare at Tenmataro like that! Lower your eyes! You'll steal your soul if you're not careful. Huh? Steal my soul? Seriously?
Your devil stops here now, Tenmataro.
Now what? Look, Apollo, there's somebody up on the roof. Oh, is it the dude that freed him? That booming laugh, could it be?
My 9 golden tails are proof of my unassailable righteousness. With my band of 100 minions, I vanquish evil from the land. I am the wrestler of righteousness. Yaha! What the hell? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing 9 tails, is here. It's Soga Kingu. Fear not, good little boys and girls, for I shall defeat Tenmataro. Hooray! Hooray! It's the amazing 9 tails. That really doesn't have the same ring as the Amazing Spider-Man. Up to your no-good tricks again, eh, Tenmataro? Well, not on my watch. There's nothing to fear now, my child. I banished Tenmataro. You and your people can now live in peace.
Thanks, Mr. Amazing 9 Tails, sir.
Oh, I must be off. Another match and another foe to vanquish. Await.
And what was that all about? Did that wrestler just chase off a yokai? Looked like he came out of the Alderman's Manor. That was the Amazing 9 Tails! This music's cool. I need them to show a scene from a in-universe TV show about this. Like the Steel Samurai did. He's a pro wrestler from right here in Nine Tails Vale. And no one knows his true identity. Jinxie sure seems chipper all of a sudden. What was that all about him banishing Tenmataro? That was a yokai exorcism. It's an annual ritual where Tenmataro is released to remind us of his wickedness. In the end, the Nine-Tailed Fox drives Tenmataro out and purifies our village. But the Amazing 9 Tails did the honours this year. So that was the big surprise, huh? The Amazing 9 Tails and Tenmataro. Huh. Well, whatever floats her boat. Oh, would you look at the time? I'd better get back to work. Please excuse me. That's fun. She's a strange one, alright. I think she's sweet in her own special way. Knowing Tracy, she probably has lots of friends who are sweet in their own way. Well, we still have time to kill. Some time to kill. Might as well see the rest of Nine Tails Vale while we're here. The fun never stops, does it? Apparently not. 20 to 4. I think I bought nearly every yokai souvenir that was for sale. I know, because my wallet's running on empty. Still using Apollo's money, Daknabbit. What's with all the commotion over there? Huh? Hey, isn't that your friend Jinxie? Hope everything's okay. It's terrible. Calm down, Jinxie. Tell us what happened. The demon Taro. He killed Alderman QB. Here we go. What? Wait, killed as in dead? Yes, and Tenmataro did it. Tenmataro? You stay here while I go have a look. Please, wait. Huh? Ah! It's a Tenmataro watering charm. I shall protect you, but please, be careful. The Alderman's in the Fox Chamber at the top of the main staircase. Okay, got it. The Tenmataro warding charm slipped into pocket. Of course, he just puts it in his pocket. Alright. Fox Chamber, huh? Oh, we got cutscene too.
Are you all right?
Who are you?
Help! Someone call an ambulance!
Can anyone even hear him? No, there wasn't a coincidence. That's in my earphones. My headphones. My ear holes. The police arrived soon after that, at which point I returned to the festival grounds. Apparently the man impaled by the spear was already dead. But there was one other person there, and he was immediately rushed to the hospital. Hey, Lock-On, how are you doing? Yeah, we're getting into supernatural murders now. Apparently. Thank goodness the other man's going to be fine. Sounds like he'd only been unconscious. Oh, okay. So it is the dude that killed the other guy in the initial cutscene to this part. And then whatever happened after that. You think Jinxie's gonna be okay? I'm sure she'll be back to her old self in no time. At least she's calm enough for the police to question her for a while. For now. Yeah. How do I lock on as well? And I'd sure love to know what crazy animal left those feathers and tracks. Oh, look! Here comes Jinxie! Hi, Trucy. Hi, Mr. Demon Lawyer. Hey, feeling any better? I was wondering if you're up to filling us in on what happened. Talk to her. The man with the spear in his chest was already dead. Uh-huh. It was Alderman QB. When I found him, he was already... So the victim was the village alderman. And the one who was found alive, who was he? Damien Tenma. Oh, what's with that name? Change it around a little bit and it's Demon Tenma. He's the mayor of the neighbouring city, Tenma Town. Why are you naming your towns after evil yokai? They arrested him. So he's the killer? Ah, nuh-uh! Papa didn't kill anyone! Papa, as in your father? That's right, Jinxie's dad is mayor of Tenma Town. No way! Yes way, but he's innocent. It's just got way more complicated. The victim was the alderman of Ninetales Vale, and Jinxie's father, the mayor of Tenma Town, was arrested for the crime. Sounds like we have some investigating to do. now we finally get to investigating in Dual Destinies. I know this is difficult, Jinxie, but you need to hang in there. I know. I'll try my best. Would you mind telling me a little more about the victim? The alderman. And the victim was the village alderman. What can you tell me about him? Which... I'm just gonna check what alderman means because it's not something I hear very often. His name was Rex Cuby. They say his family has ties to the legendary nine-tailed fox. Of course it does. Okay, a member of a municipal assembly or council in many jurisdictions founded upon English law. North American Australian, an elected member of a city council. Historically, it's more a co-opted member of an English county or borough council, next in status to the mayor. Okay, so I guess it's more the historical usage of alderman here. He was really kind, and he always looked out for me. He was a former pro wrestler, and I even heard he knew the amazing Nine Tails. Uh-huh, really? A former pro wrestler, huh? That's something to keep in mind. And your father being Marinol, I guess you're originally from Tenma Town, huh? So then why did you come to work here? It was to overcome your fears, right, Jinxie? Uh-huh. Plus, Mama was from Nine Towers Vale, although she's no longer with us. She loved these flowers. I always wanted to live where Nine Towers flowers grew. Wow, what a beautiful flower, with exactly 9 petals too. That does look nice. Just looking at them gives me courage, even when I'm scared of yokai. Alright. Jinxie, when you first told us what happened, you said the killer was a demon. Uh-huh. The warding charm on the Forbidden Chamber's door. It's been removed. The Forbidden Chamber's door? That big door that was barred shut? There wasn't a charm on it when I checked it out, so I guess it was removed by someone. That's how Tenma Taro escaped. Oh. But when I try and remember what happened, it all goes fuzzy. Pardon me. Jinxie, you should go get some rest. You've been through a lot today. Between the warding charm being removed and the black feathers and weird tracks, I could see how a superstitious person might think a demon was the killer. Apollo, maybe this is your chance. Chance for what? Lawyering, you doof. To do the right thing and defend Jinxie's dad in court. Who, me? Wouldn't a man like Mayor Tenma have access to more experienced lawyers? You wanna know what the detectives said? They doubted there was a lawyer who could get a not guilty verdict for this one. Sounds like they're expecting an open and shut case. Don't worry, Jinxie. If anyone can prove your dad's innocence, it's Polly. What? You'll accept the case, won't you, Polly? Oh, giving in to pressure from Trucy again. It's all over, isn't it? I'll be all alone for the rest of my life. Oh, right, Jinxie already lost her mother. Alright. Jinxie, leave your father's defense to me. Attaboy, Polly! You're gonna help Papa, Mr. Demon Lawyer? Yep, because that's what lawyers do. Plus, no toilet cleaning for a while. Woohoo! I'll do whatever it takes to make sure your father walks away a free man. Thank you, Mr. Demon Lawyer. I can tell you're one of the good ones. Red demons are usually so mean. It's been a while, but I'll be fine. Ready or not, here comes justice. Guess I ought to go and meet my new client. Ah, but before I forget, better jot this down in my notebook. Hey, Apollo, what's the notebook for? Oh, I just thought I should jot down some stuff about the case. And so I don't misplace them, I'm putting my notes in the court record. Okay. This is what you call a to-do list. Oh, sounds handy. Read my notes are just open the court record with E. Oh, there's an... Okay, this is another section of it. That's new. Wait, it has case overview. Okay, interesting. He's got all that on his head. I can switch between the tabs. Yeah, I just click it. Oh, almost forgot. So about Jinxie's father. No matter how scary he seems, promise you'll resist the urge to run away. Wait, what? This angry guy can paralyze you with fear. And some claim he can even shoot laser beams from his eyes. Well, maybe Papa isn't really that scary. A paralyzing stare? Laser beams from his eyes? He sounds like some kind of monster. I think it's about time I see Jinxie off. I'll head back to the office after I'm done. Okay, thanks. Okay. So that blue icon's where I am. New conversations are marked, which is handy, because some of the times before I wouldn't know exactly where to go for new conversations. Ah, the old detention center setup. Visitor's room. Ah, visiting hours. Perfect timing. Hope he's not as scary as he sounds. Who are you? Yikes. So you're Damien Tenma, right? I'm Apollo Justice, attorney at law. I'm here to help. Huh? Ah, let me out of here. So sorry, I get a little loud sometimes. How incredibly rude. I'm sorry, did I do something to offend you? A visitor when all others shun me like a common criminal. And here I am with nothing to offer. I am the epitome of rudeness. Wait, so he wasn't mad at me? Unworthy as I am, I, Damien Tenma, shall breach these walls, so that I may treat my benefactor to some tea, and maybe some cookies too. No, wait, we can do tea and cookies after we prove your innocence. How about you start by telling me what happened? I see. So tea and cookies can wait, can they? Phew, that was close. We didn't need another jail. We don't need jailbreak added to the list of charges. Seems like a good guy, but with a face like that, I can see why he's misunderstood. Alright. Mayor Tenma, do you mind if I ask why you were arrested? Ugh. Whoa. So sorry, I guess some things are better left unsaid. Bah! Excuse me? To think a public paragon such as I could be treated like this. This arrest should have never happened. Go on. I fear the ill effects it will have on your youth, on our youth. Now I have but one choice. I must leave here at once, if only to protect the moral fibre of our youth. No, wait. You can protect the moral fibre of our youth after you've been declared not guilty.
I suppose you're right. Hey, you just came this close to quite a scare. My fingerprints were on the spear that killed Alderman Jimmy. That's why I was arrested. Your prints were on the murder weapon. That's never good. Any ideas how they got on there? None, for I hardly remember a thing, you see. I was fast asleep at the time. Someone must have slipped me a sleeping pill or something. What's worse, someone clobbered me on the head. I see. A drug-induced slumber and a blow to the head. No wonder you hardly remember a thing. Oh. Was that some kind of strange laugh? Well, I think we can safely assume your prints were planted while you were unconscious. What do the police have on you as far as motive is concerned? Truth be told, there's been a bit of trouble between the Alderman and I as of late. Oh, was it personal in nature? Nothing like that, it's a long story. But suffice to say, I've been pushing to merge Ninetails Vale with Tenma Town. Surrender Ninetails Vale to Tenma Town now! Yikes. Well, that's what I told him. I'd like to tell you to stop shouting like that, but I'm too scared. So, that's the motive the police have established for the Alderman's murder. Indeed it is. After all, Alderman Kubi was dead set against a municipal merger. And that's why they think you killed him. He was in your way. Ah, curses! Mayor Tenma, are you okay? Jinxie, forgive me. I never meant to worry you like this. Oh, it'll work out fine. Just leave it to me. If only it really were that easy. I don't even know where to start. Thank you for meeting with me, Mayor Tenma. Please wait, my daughter Jinxie. Yes? She already lost her mother. And now, with me being held in here, I fear she'll be terribly lonely. I hesitate to ask, but I beg you, be a friend to her in her time of need. Leave it to me. Tracy and I will look out for your daughter. I shall rest a little easier then. You know, you remind me of some of the new friends Jinxie has been talking about. New friends? Yes, it seems she's made some new friends since she started working in Ninetails Vale. They're quite the unusual bunch, too. There's a lady with an exceptionally long neck, a young lady with an incredibly long tongue, and many other interesting characters. Here's a mad boy. Friends sounds like a bunch of monsters to me. Now, if you'll excuse me, it appears my time is up. Phew. Why am I so tired? I must have been more tense than I thought. Still, I'm glad he didn't turn out to be as scary as he looks. A call? Oh, it's Mr. Right. Oh, that's his ringtone. Ah! It's the same ringtone. Remix. No, it's my brain fart. We hadn't heard that as his ringtone before. It's the one from the case. The one his mother sang. Thalassa. Thalassa Grammary that then had amnesia and was too many different names. Thalassa. Justice here. Apollo, is that you? Hi, Mr. Rye, what can I do for you?
Tracy told me you'd taken on a new case. Oh, that. It was kind of spur of the moment. He's actually calling me about a case? That's fine, but I have a favour to ask. Sure, what is it? I'm at the airport right now. There was someone I had to meet. A new addition to the agency, actually. Oh, so you'll see the introduction of Athena too? Nice. Her name's Athena Sykes, and she just passed the bar. That's right, I remember hearing about her coming to join us. Guess that was today. She took off as soon as I told her you needed help with the case. It was like there was no stopping her. Wait, what? Where is she now? Probably somewhere in Ninetales Vale by now. That's where that favour I mentioned comes in. I need you to go find her. Dang nabbit, Athena, can you just make sure we meet at the... we communicate and meet properly? I have never even met her before. What did she look like? She'll be the girl in the yellow suit sporting an attorney's badge. Okay, I'll find her. A new addition to the agency. Well, I'd better get back to Ninetales Vale quick. It's not giving me an indicator, that's fine. I like this menu a bit better than the previous ones. I already told you. I'm a lawyer assigned to the case. I need to study the crime scene, so if you would please tell me where QB Manor is. You can't fool me into some delinquent high school student playing hooking. You stupid pig-headed! This attorney's badge isn't just for show, you know. Looks like I just found Miss Athena Sykes. Why won't you believe me? Don't expect me to defend you in court if you ever get arrested. Well, I'm the one who usually does the arresting, so... Say, shouldn't you be getting back to school? I already told you I'm a lawyer, not a student. That's it, enough of your lies. You're coming with me. Ah! Get your hands off me! Oh, cutscene time. I just straight up flip him. Yeah, that works.
What the?
Onto Apollo. Think you can watch out for the bystanders next time? Whoops, are you okay? I think so, but that police officer's out cold. Damn, I think. I am so sorry. Yeah, Apollo rip count 3, yep. He's just getting damaged with it. I do that when people suddenly grab me. It's like a reflex or something. Reflex sounds more like a felony. Well, they shouldn't be touching her without her permission. You're Athena Sykes, I take it? That would be me, and you are? I'm Apollo Justice. I work at the Right Anything Agency. The Right Anything Agency? What a fishy sounding name. It's a long story, but it is a law office among other things. Didn't Mr. Wright explain it to you? Oh, right, that right. So then you must be... Where have you been? I've been looking all over for you. I could say the same thing to you. Well, here I am. Now, how about telling me a little bit about yourself? Mr. Wright didn't really tell me much, as always. Ah, of course, feel free to ask away. You want to see my attorney's badge? Yep, that's your attorney's badge, all right. This dull, grimy look makes me think of all the courtroom battles you've faced so far. I hope mine will look like that someday. Look out, legal world, Athena Sykes is psyched and ready to go. Actually, I just haven't polished it lately. Maybe I should keep that to myself. No need to deflate her dreams about work just yet. Alright. So Athena, I hear you just passed the bar. That's right, and it's my shiny new badge to prove it, isn't it beautiful? Oh, so you must be a bit younger than me. A bit more than you might think, in fact. I'm only 18! Okay. Tracy's 16 now. She does look a bit older. Oh, we don't have a profile for Apollo. She was 21, wasn't he? 23? I just check his age because I'm thinking of that now. 18? How in the world did you become a lawyer at that age? I skipped a few grades while I was an exchange student in Europe. He's 23. Okay. Well, that might be a different case. Age 22. Yeah, he's 23 here. That makes sense. And I got my license to practice law while I was over there. All I can say is, wow, she must be a genius or something. I also studied analytical psychology. Thought it might help me be a better lawyer. Psychology helps her be a better lawyer? How exactly does that work? Alright, sorry, tell me about our client. What are they like? Oh, right, you haven't met him yet. Well... and that about sums it up. He's more worried about his daughter than himself. What a wonderful father. Wait, are you crying? I'm not crying! There was something in my eye! They're called tears. Moving right along, let's get down to business. Helping our client is priority number 1. Okay, psychology. So Athena, you mentioned studying psychology. That's right, I've always wanted to bring analytical psychology into the courtroom. The power of psychology will bring a breath of fresh air to the legal system. Oh really? So how do you plan on using it to defend our client? Well, for example, I can try to listen in on a witness's inner voice and then analyse their psychological state with the help of my trusty partner, Widget. Widget? There's a device around my neck here. Say hi, Widget. Hi, Widget. Hi. Hi, Widget. Well, it's easy to do just a normal robot voice. Hi, Widget. It talks. Whoa, you need a volume knob. Anyway, the little guy will sometimes say what I'm feeling. Awkward. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Now that I seriously doubt. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something you might be interested in. I got it on my way here. Think it might have something to do with our case? A special edition covering our case? That was quick. That's the whole point of special editions, isn't it? To be the first to get the scoop. Rapido! Right. Well, let's see what it says here. What's the deal with the Spanish? Mataro, real or flight or fantasy? An airborne figure resembling Mataro was captured on camera around 20 to 4 near Nine Towers Vale. Mataro was seen? What? He was seen flying through the sky? Yeah, somebody happened to snap that photo near Nine Towers Vale. The article goes on to say it might be connected to our case. Apparently, that photo was shot right after the murder occurred. Well, there are black feathers and strange tracks at the crime scene. I'm not surprised the locals think Yoko was involved. Wait a second. Yoko is in one of those Japanese monsters? My God! You don't actually think it was a supernatural murder, do you? Haha, no, of course not. Now German, why not plain old English? Makes it more interesting, Apollo. Come on. I'm done, Apollo. Let's get cracking on the crime scene already. Lot of Heart better show up. I'm still hoping for Dick Gumshoe to show up again. Like, what's happened to him? Okay, what's next on the list? Investigating the crime scene. What else? Well, what are we waiting for? Last one there is a run neck. I don't have to run all the way there. Okay, then how about speed walking? Why does it have to be a competition at all? I agree with you, Apollo. What an interesting picture! Looks like a one-on-one monster smackdown. Must have been quite a battle. Which Joker do you think is stronger? Seems to me Tenmataro's ability to fly will give him an edge over the nine-tailed fox. But the fox has powerful legs. He'd pounce before Tenmataro knew what hit him. He won't be pouncing on anyone after he's dropped from way up in the sky. But the nine-tailed fox is gold-coloured. Gold is way better than black, so I'm sure he'd win. What do colours have to do with anything at all? Anything. Besides, everyone knows red is the best. Oh, the others. Cubi Manor 4. Okay, we can go there. Security camera, so we should be able to pull the security footage, right? Got that clown that came in the initial cutscene. You hear that? It sounds like a TV or something. Oh, look! There's a TV in that little room in the corner. In other news, the mysterious masked wrestler, the Amazing Ninetails, has been confirmed missing according to sources close to the wrestler. It was the victim, wasn't it? It appears he disappeared sometime after the special event held in Ninetails Vale today. He also failed to appear at a match today where he was scheduled to defend his title. Local villagers say his disappearance may be connected with Tenmataro's recent escape. So, that wrestler's gone missing. Hey, you don't belong in here. Eek! Don't worry, there's nothing suspicious. What about their horns of yours? They look mighty suspicious if you ask me. Horns? That's my hair. Anyway, we're lawyers and we're here to... You're them lawyers come to defend Mayor Tenma, ain't you? Should I reckon with that expensive looking bracelet you got there? The name's Phineas Filch. Oh, I'm sure you're gonna filch some things, yes. And the caretaker here, pleased to meet you. Oh, same here. Wow, talk about a quick change of heart. So tell me, demon lawyer. Bet you use them demonic horns of yours to scare the bejeebers out of witnesses, huh? Come here, you little horn demon, you. Ouch! These horns are, my hair isn't meant to threaten anyone. They ain't. Seems a mighty big waste of perfectly good horns, if you ask me. And again, ain't none of my business, so... That was fast. Guess he's done with me. Well, I best get back to work.
Hold it!
Hold! Stop right there! Huh? Me? Apollo, your bracelet's gone. Ah! Yeah, might need that for the luring gun. Don't you worry, Mr. Lawyer, sir. I'll check the lost and found later. It's right on your arm, dude. You don't even put it in your pocket to... Somehow, I don't think that will be necessary. Just check your wrist right now. Ah! The cat's out of the bag! It was barely in the bag in the first place. That was a pretty pathetic attempt. Yeah, it was. So sorry, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Just couldn't control myself. Please forgive me. I'm begging you. He looked up. Sheesh, I almost feel sorry for him now. Look at him, that cheeky bastard, just looking up as he begs. What should we do about him, Apollo? Well, I got my bracelet back and he seems sorry enough, so... I knew you'd understand, Mr. Lawyer, sir. You obviously got a big heart. As big as the water cash in your wallet, I hope. You leave my wallet out of this. Oh! Hey, didn't you just finish apologizing for stealing from us? Run away, head for the hills! That's so much fun with the sound effects here. Get back here, you! Talk about a quick escape. Looks like he dropped a few things. Looks like a pair of diagrams. This one's of the crime scene and here's one of the foyer. He left his shoes behind too. The guy's the living definition of a bumbling thief. Let's hang on to his shoes. We can give them back to next time we see him. As for the diagrams, I say we keep them. They look like something the police might draw. Wonder where the caretaker got them. He filched them. Hunting diagram out of the court record. And the foyer diagram. Now then, as I recall, I'm going to have a look here. Air duct. Oh, that's going to be very important. Air duct. We know that already. A phone there. Yep, there's going to be a phone call from somewhere. And someone's going to go through the air duct. Caretaker's office is where the telly is. And that's the direction the camera faces. Okay. The Fox camera should be at the top of those stairs. They put a chalk outline for the guy that's not dead. Okay. Very moody. Whoa! Where'd all these black feathers and weird tracks come from? The popular opinion seems to be that they're from Tenmataro. You mean the great evil has returned? Even if he did, I'd be laughing out of the courthouse. I'd be laughed out of the courthouse trying to indict him. Hey, who are you and what are you doing here? This is a crime scene. New guy. And who are you? Are you with the police? I asked first, who are you and what are you doing here? On second thought, I'm placing you under arrest for disturbing a crime scene. Under arrest, but what? Save it for the boys back at HQ. Now, come quietly or else. I don't want to be late for lunch. So please wait. We're Tenma's lawyers. Well, why didn't you say so? So you're the lawyers I heard about. Ha ha ha, I almost took you two in. You two sure were suspicious though. I don't know how many more times I can take being called suspicious in one day. Sorry, we didn't catch your name. My name? I'm Bobby Fulbright. The heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. The champion of justice who comes running whenever you need in need. And my catchphrase, it's injustice we trust. Oh boy, this guy's a story and a half. So, what can I do for you? I like his theme song. So, would it be okay if we had a look around? Certainly not. No unauthorized personnel allowed. Couldn't you make an exception? Cease and desist at once or you'll have to deal with my little friend here. Ah, yikes, is he reaching for his... Injustice we trust. Got his ID. Phew, it's just his badge. You may be Mayor Tenma's attorneys, but you still need authorization to cross a police line. Apollo, let's see if we can't change his mind. Good luck, let me know how it goes. I bet he's as dense as heroes come. Persuasion. You're wasting your time and mine. Nobody's crossing this line without authorization. I'm a wall of justice, keeping injustice, that would be you, at bay. I knew it. Look, it's just us and you here, right? Justice and me, you say? That's right. Are you trying to say that justice and I aren't enough to keep you out? What? No, silly! We're saying that you're an inspiration in our quest for justice. No, it can't be! You have him on your ropes now, Athena. If we were on the side of justice, would you let us through? But guarding the crime scene is a part of justice too. Yeah, no way we're trusting him. No way. Sure, but only a bad guy would say in the way of justice, right? Ah! Whose justice is the most just here? That's what you do, you have to play his game, and then you'll get him. Christopher Evil Energy. Well, we can't have a fair and just trial without a thorough investigation, so... Oh, Lady Justice, what would you have me do? I think we really got to him. Yeah, he seems pretty neurotic as far as champions of justice go. Our pleas for justice must have had a huge impact. It's tying him up in knots. Now's our chance to start looking around. After all that about authorized personnel only, this was surprisingly easy. Should I stop them? Or let them through? Whose justice is more just? Well, let's get to work. Who employs these guys? Like, where Dick Gumshoe was at least a bit more sensible about it. He was a bit incompetent, but he was... They're supposed to be finding clues related to the crime, right? Right, a search of the crime scene should find some evidence we can use at the trial. Let's review the crime scene from different angles. You never know what's hiding just around the corner, right? So we move the cursor with a mouse and change your perspective with B and M. Why is it B and M? I feel like I can just click it. If there's a particular spot you want to examine, just give it a tap. Okay, let's leave no stone unturned. Nous allons commencer. Nous allons commencer. Let's get started. Now we get the examine. A forbidden chamber. They say the demon Tenma Taro was imprisoned in there before his escape. Think we could get this door open? Think we could get this door open? It's worth a try. Oh, no good. It's shut tight. I don't even see a keyhole. Seems really hopeless. In justice we trust. Yikes. Did I just hear the voice of someone in need? Allow me to fill you in. This door simply will not open. We tried and tried, but it won't budge. It's an essential part of the culture found in this manor, so we can't blow it up either. So an unopenable door. Right. According to Miss Jinxie Tenma, it was shut tight when she came across the crime scene. Thanks for the tip, Detective Fulbright. We didn't expect you to be so helpful. Ah, forget I just said that. So, the forbidden chamber was shut tight at the time of the murder. Sounds like something I'd better keep in mind. So this is where Alderman QB's body was found. Apparently the murder weapon, the spear, held Mayor Tenma's fingerprints on it. That's not good. Never fear, Detective Fulbright is here! Yikes! Of course, I can't offer you any information on my investigation, so... In the name of justice, I must say goodbye. What was that all about? Well, these weird tracks must have been made when someone stepped in the alderman's blood. Maybe the killer inadvertently made them when they were fleeing. They're pretty big tracks, almost bird-like. The feathers also point to a bird. There must be one big bird. And not of the friendly yellow type either. Ah, I got that reference even though I hardly watched Sesame Street. Maybe it's a mutant bird creature. So your theory is a giant mutant bird murdered Alderman Chibi with a spear. It's more plausible than saying a monster or yokai did it. Sorry to burst your bubble, but a giant spear-wielding bird is by definition a monster. Ah, this is a pricey looking chair. Apparently the mayor was found drugged and unconscious in it. Really? Yeah, and when he came to, he was arrested for murder. Talk about your rude awakenings. So, he's a prime suspect in a crime he knows nothing about? He is just a silly fellow. That stinks. Oh, poor Mr. Tenma. He must be feeling so scared and confused. Apollo, it's up to us to save him. Fulbright just seems like he's all might but a detective. It's like she's on her own emotional roller coaster. Look, the statue only has one tail. Maybe it's the nine-tailed fox's sidekick. I bet the number of tails represents a yokai's power. So if you had two, Apollo, I'd only have one? Wait, what? Not that it means you're better than me, got it? Like I said, what? Nothing much to see on this side. Maybe I should go check on the other side. Look, that was something that... Okay, there's this. There's something wedged under this chair. Let's see if we can't lift it up and... Freeze! Yikes! Notice something crime scene evidence, even if you are the mayor's lawyers. He does have a point there. Hey, Detective Fulbright, did you hear about the attack on Yokai Lane? An elderly woman was assaulted by a strange yokai shaped like a roll of cloth. And you waited until now to tell me? I better get over there at once. In justice, we trust. That was surprisingly easy. Okay, Apollo, now's a chance to look around some more. The more I get to know her, the scarier she gets. Hope she never finds my weakness. Okay, what's this? Whatever this is stuck on top. Looks like a large blood-stained cloth. Oh, looks like a large blood-stained cloth. She said it. The blood's probably the alderman's, but it's pretty far from his body. I wonder how it got here. and why does this seem important? This one's a spear. What about this one? It looks like a giant pair of pliers. Looks like something a demon might use. Saw something like that in a manga once. Really? What are they used for? Oh, things like pinching through cheeks. Pulling out tongues. Stop, stop. Oh, and you should see what they can do to a person's eyes. Okay, I get the idea. But I'm sure this thing is just a simple can opener or something like that. And demons eat canned food? I always wondered what they ate besides people. Okay, I guess it's B and M, which are weird buttons for it, but that's okay. Oh, I do like the way they can do the 3D space with the crime scene now. That's good. What do we have here? This looks like a statue of the nine-tailed fox and Temotaro battling it out. Hey, careful, Apollo, it's got blood on it! Really? Hey, you're right. Wonder if it's the Alderman's blood. How can you remain so calm after seeing all this blood? Well, this isn't the first I've seen something like this, so... You're no fun at all. At least act surprised or gross out or something for my first case. I'm already a lawyer. You want me to be an actor too? Ah, the court record. Finally something added in. I thought that cloth might be. Look, a cat with two tails. Yeah, usually the Maneki Nekos have one tail, don't they? No such thing. Oh, and this lady has a really long neck. Ha ha ha, how funny is that? Are those some new friends that Jinxie was telling her dad about? There's no way a creature like that could ever exist. She'd have a tough time swallowing. Apollo, I bet you were one of those kids who didn't believe in Santa Claus. What's that got to do with anything? Hey, this window opens. And outside, we have ourselves a steep cliff. The window only opens about 6 inches, not wide enough for anyone to get in or out. Look, Apollo, there's something caught in the window frame. It looks like gold. It looks like gold fur. What a pretty color. It must be from some kind of animal. That's from QB doing his performance as an amazing Nine-Tails or whatever. I wonder what it's doing here. Did Alderman QB have a pet fox? Yeah, we'll have to prove that at one point in court. That'll come up. Guess that about wraps it up. No, it does not. I want to look further. I didn't get everything. There was something... Or are we going to have a look at this wrestler's thing? And I didn't even look at the other side. There's a third angle to look at. I know I didn't look at that thing. Now, if only we could get that detective to tell us what he knows. Please let me continue looking after. Hey, Apollo, do you hear something? I don't hear anything. Oh, right. Your hearing must not be as sensitive as mine. What are you talking about? A whooshing sound, like wind rushing through a narrow strait. An echo of someone's voice. In justice we trust! Ah! Ha ha ha! Someone's got a sharp set of ears. That was the sound of my righteous voice reverberating through the air duct. I heard it through the air ducts? Yeah, check it out. But why would she hear you through there? Why don't we go to the diagram? As you can see, the vent is connected to an air duct that leads out into the hallway. The wind must have rushed through there and carried my monologue with it straight to your ears. And what a unique monologue it was. I was just thinking, maybe the killer made their escape through that air duct or something. A cute theory, but I don't think so. The air duct in the hallway is low enough to climb into, that much is true. But as you can see, the vent in the ceiling is very high. 9 feet high, in fact. That's standard ceiling height, isn't it? How many meters is that again? Uh, 2.7 meters, yeah, that's about right. I highly doubt that there's any way to get up there without a ladder or something. And I don't see anything of the sort in this room, do you? I guess you're right. Speaking of things in this room, yeah, can you tell us what you guys turned up, Detective Fulbright? Not on my watch, buddy. In the name of justice, I cannot reveal facts pertaining to the prosecution's case. Oh, come on, throw us a bone here. Excuse me, Detective Fulbright, but I recall you saying earlier that you would come running whenever we were in need? Yeah, I suppose I did say that. Helping those in need is what justice is all about, but keeping information out of enemy hands is also a form of justice. Okay, Athena's just going to be toying with him the whole time, isn't she? Which justice is the most just? Why is this always so hard? Well, how about this? Let's do a little give and take. I mean, serving the public is part of justice too, right? You know, like the police motto, to serve and protect. I doubt leaking information to the defense team falls under that motto. Yes, of course, I must serve as well as protect. Okay, I will share some information. In the name of justice. We did it, Apollo! Yeah, we did it alright. But I'm not sure that was entirely ethical. Yes, examine. Yeah. No, but it never hurts to take another look around. Thank you. Yeah, see, we've got this to have a look at. Look, trophies! Oh, this one was awarded to Alderman QB. The amazing Ninetales. Yokai Div winner. 10 Town Pro Wrestling Tournament. Yeah, it's woman. Yokai division. I didn't know you could have a division of one. Apollo, you should enter the tournament next time. And I have the perfect name for you. The Mysterious Firebrand. I'm Bomb Man at Masked Lawyer by day, demonic masked wrestler by night. No one's going to hire a masked lawyer, Athena. I don't know about that. We've had plenty of other sorts of lawyers. Actually, we've even had Godot that had a mask on. Doesn't this Tanuki statue remind me of the Menace caretaker, Phineas Filch? That makes sense. This raccoon-looking thing? Yeah, it does look like him. Oh, I just got the best idea. We should knock it over. It might transform back into Mr. Filch. Mr. Filch is mischievous, but he's not magical. Way to waste a brilliant idea, Apollo. Okay, and then do we have a third angle? We do. There's still more to look at. It's a folding screen. I wonder what they were using it for. Yeah, wasn't. I read that the Japanese used to use these in drafty rooms, but now they're just for show. I'd probably use this sort of thing if I wanted to divide a room up to have some privacy. You mean like my attorney's badge? Poor Athena. That cop treating her like a child must have really bothered her. Apollo, what words come to mind when you watch the pendulum in there? Unsteady and restless. That's a direct representation of the current state of mind. Wait, that was some kind of psychological test? A diagnosis? This strange case has made you anxious, causing you to lose your cool. You're actually not that far off the mark. You get all the dialogue and everything. Okay. Details of the case. Was it Miss Jinxie Tenma who first discovered the crime scene? Well, that's right, and this photo shows what she saw when she opened the door. Miss Tenma had a key, allowing her immediate access. A key, so then the Fox chamber was locked? Yes, and Miss Tenma had the only key to its door. So someone probably went in the vent, but out another way. Really? So Alderman Chibi didn't have a key to the Fox chamber? Actually, he had a master key for most of the doors in the manor, but it disappeared after his murder. Disappeared? And you think the killer took it? It could very well be connected to the murder. We're looking into the possibility now. But it's the timing of Miss Tenma's discovery that I think is most important. Of course, I'm not going to share that information with you. Ha ha ha. You think you're some kind of champion of justice, but you're just plain old mean. I won't fall for that, you shameless rascal. I only help good little boys and girls. Shameless rascal? Who even says that? Well, I wouldn't exactly call you a good little girl either. Okay, we got a photo of that. Nice. So, what can I notice? Cup of tea. And that's there. So if I examine... Yeah, this cup's here. That's not an extra thing. Feathers and tracks. These feathers and tracks look like something a yokai might leave behind. You don't actually think the murderer was some sort of monster, do you? What's the name of that creature in the Forbidden Chamber? Tenma something? Because for black feathers and big tracks, it looks like that creature did it. The creature did it. Our prime suspect would, no doubt, love to pin the blame on some imaginary creature. Can Tenma whatchamacallit even be made a victim of Xander? I doubt the mayor would do something as childish as blaming a boogeyman. So the most likely scenario so far is that Tenma guy left the feathers and tracks behind to make... So the most likely scenario so far is that Tenma guy left the feathers and tracks behind to make it look like the yokai Tenma was the killer. Wait, what? Now I'm as confused as you. At any rate, I doubt Mayor Tenma would plant evidence like that. Suspects, okay. So, Mayor Tenma is your only suspect? Well, that's right. Even his name, Damien Tenma, makes him sound like a villain. And he's really scary looking too. Wait, are you telling me that's why he was arrested? Ha ha ha, don't be ridiculous. He was the only one without an alibi. Oh, is that so? Yep. Other than the victim, the suspect, and Miss Tenma, the only others around were Mr. Filch and Mayor Tenma's aide, and two of them were together at the time. They're both in on it. Calling it now, Mr. Filch and the aide. Filch, the guy who tried to steal my bracelet, just living up to his name, I guess. We should go talk to him again when we have a chance. What about Jinxie? She's not being suspected at all. She may have no alibi whatsoever, but she has no motive. It's unfathomable that she would murder the alderman and pin the crime on her father. Besides, do you really think a little girl could lift up this huge spear? Sure enough, that spear looks even bigger than her. That's about all I can reveal at this time. Well, you must admit, Damien Tenma appears to be the most likely suspect. I admit it looks bad, but I'm still not buying. Oh, and one more thing. I must warn you about the prosecutor. The prosecutor assigned to Mayor Temma's trial. Well, that's the one. He's, how shall I put it, not what you'd expect. Look, this is Ace Attorney. There's been like 3 normal prosecutors that I would call properly normal. And one was evil. One was a jerk and then he turned back good after his redemption arc. And then the other one's just a tutorial one that's nasty. And that is unless you face a convicted killer serving hard time as a prosecutor before. What the? Is this some kind of joke? Prosecution? And I asked why a man in prison for murder is serving as prosecutor. Because he mastered the use of psychology in courtroom battles. Ah, I see. Master of Psychology prosecutor going against analytical psychology of Athena. Everyone's talking about how this murder was the work of some strange creature. But you're kind of nothing more than a figment of the imagination. They're baloney! Who better to prove this than a master of psychology? He's the best man for the job. But he's a convicted murderer, no matter how you look at it. That's just insane. Well, the chief prosecutor personally assigned him, so none of us are in a position to question the matter. Oh yeah, who is the chief prosecutor now? This really is the dark age of the law. This prosecutor, he wouldn't happen to go by the name Blackquill, would he? Oh, bingo, Simon Blackquill. So you have heard of him. Okay, this is a new one. You could say that. What's that supposed to mean? Well, I bet you don't know his unofficial title. Ever heard of the Twisted Samurai? That's Prosecutor Blackquill. The Twisted Samurai? Is that because he's a criminal? Well, yes and no. You could say it's also to do with the effect his crime had on things. How so? His conviction is what twisted and warped the legal world into this dark age of the law. Oh? What? And he, of all people, is going to stand in court tomorrow? Never fear. I myself will be there to protect you. That's reassuring, I guess. Whoa, you just knock yourself out. Can't wait to see how you do tomorrow. Wait, Detective Fulbright, I've been meaning to ask you something. Why are you barefoot? He's barefoot! This doesn't look like the sort of place where you need to take your shoes off. I hadn't even noticed. Why am I barefoot? You honestly hadn't noticed until just now? Wait a second, those shoes we found earlier. Excuse me, Detective Fulbright, these wouldn't happen to be your shoes, would they? Yes, they are. My favourite pair, in fact. Thank you for bringing them to me. You must truly be on the side of justice. Don't tell me Mr. Filch actually stole from a detective. Stealing shoes right off someone's feet, that's pretty amazing. I find it more amazing that Detective Fulbright didn't notice. Well, looks like we've gotten all we can out of the detectives, so let's see. Maybe we should go have a word with Mr. Filch. I want to hear what his alibi is. Oh, we're going straight there. I need a break for a minute, and I'll be back. I want to try and finish this section and then finish up for the night. Bit docile. Well, this is just awful. Terrible, I say. So somebody help. Oh, look, it's Mr. What was it again? Finch? No. The name's Filch. Phineas Filch. Keep on pilfering and you may wind up a jailbird instead. So what seems to be the problem, Mr. Filch? Oh, it's just terrible, I tell you. Come quick. Okay, what's the deal with him all of a sudden? looks like some kind of mask. Oh, okay. I do like the return to some... this is a 2D scene. It's the Amazing Ninetales' mask. The Amazing Ninetales? Alright, the wrestler who appeared during the festival's special event. What's this mask doing here? He'd never take off his mask like this. Someone must have killed him. What? Who would do such a thing? Let's go talk over there in private. Look, there's some white hair caught up inside this mask. Bessie, yeah. It's just the same sort of thing, but it's like the same sort of thing as the Steel Samurai case, where you have all the people dressed up and whatever, and you have to figure it out, probably. So, what makes you believe that the Amazing Ninetales has been murdered? You really want to know, eh? You're a studious fella one, ain't ya? Yes, no, just tell me, please. Well, it's like this. I dreamed of becoming a wrestler myself. Hey, how about you join me in the quest for the champion's belt? What a team, me and my banner mask and you and that demon mask of yours. A demon mask? I wonder if I could make it big. Apollo, let's save your pro wrestling debut until after the trial. Huh? Oh, no, I wasn't actually... why did I let him pull me off topic like that? Come on, Apollo, ask him about the Amazing Ninetales murder already. All the dandruff he's got in him. The Amazing Ninetales is a village's savior, and don't you forget it. Oh, the trademark's got a gold cape made to look like 9 fox tails. Man, what a mad lad. Someone needs to make the Amazing Ninetales in WWE games. That'd be cool. King from Tekken. Is it? I don't know Tekken that much. He whirls through the ring, smacking down 10-baton wrestlers left and right. He sparked the monster craze, revitalizing Ninetales Vale in the blink of an eye. Yep, saved our village from becoming a ghost town. Now it's a yokai town. Huh? The Amazing Ninetales really does sound, well, amazing. Yeah, pretty amazing, huh? That's why he's worshipped like a hero around here. Oh yeah, it does look like King from Tekken, but with more of a flowy cape thing. I'm proud to be from the same village as him. Come to think of it, you look kind of monster-like yourself, Mr. Filch. Guess it makes sense since you're from the same village as the Amazing Ninetales. I know, a lot of people have told me I look like a yokai. Since when was that a compliment? Ouch, what's the big idea? Check your pocket. Hey, how'd you do that? Keep it, I got lots more. There we go. So you keep saying that the Amazing Ninetales was killed. What's the story behind that? Yeah, that's that photo. Are you saying he was murdered because his mask washed up along the river outside? That's only part of it. Well, the main reason is no one's seen him since the special event. The word around Ninetales Vale is he was killed by Tenmataro. We villagers are really superstitious, aren't you? Well, that we are. We love conspiracy theories too, like the mayor's diabolical plot. The mayor of Tenma Town? What is he plotting? Rumor has it he's planning on releasing Tenma Taro. That's why he wants the merger. He'll open the Forbidden Chamber once he's in control. That's quite a tale. Ain't finished yet. There was only one person who could stop the mayor. Our hero, the amazing Ninetales. Okay. He vowed to battle the mayor of Tenma Town and stop the municipal merger. I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried. Apollo, we still have to ask him about the Alderman's murder, remember? Mr. Fields, would you mind telling us what you were doing at the time of the murder? I was in the caretaker's office, guarding the entrance like Mr. QB said I should. And I made double sure no one came in. I have a clear view of the foyer from where I work. And the telly. As we're talking about this small room in the upper right. It definitely looks like you can keep track of the comings and goings from there. And you have an alibi to back your statement up, Mr. Filch. I do indeed. I was with Mayor Tenma's aide. Florent LaBelle's his name. Oh, the clown is the aide, just from the silhouette. Well, that's the killer. We know that from the cutscene. It is different seeing 100% who's the killer in the opening cutscene compared to some of the earlier ones where they sort of hinted but didn't outright show it. It's a different way of doing it, I guess. So the two of you were together. That's a pretty sound alibi, alright. And nobody came in and out of the manor around the time of the murder. Kept watch here the whole time. Didn't see a soul pass by. And if anyone did, that their security camera would have spotted them. So no one came in and out the time of around the time of the murder. That means we're dealing with someone who is already inside when it happened. So, do you think this mask is the real deal? Without a doubt. Yes, here's the mask worn by the amazing Ninetales. What about that white hair I found? What about that white hair I found inside the mask? Wait, I just thought of something. Remember the golden animal fur we found at the crime scene? Yeah. Could it have come from this mask? Look, there's even a spot where some fur is missing. And this place is the mask of the crime scene at some point in time. Which means... What does this mean? Someone with white hair who is linked with the murder and is against the merger? No way! Could the amazing Ninetales and the Alderman actually be? Something wrong, Apollo? You should see the look on your face. I like how she interrupted his thought. Oh no, it's nothing. Maybe Jinxie could tell us something since she works here. Golden fur reattached to the amazing Ninetales' mask. Okay. I might leave it here. It's nice to finish the section, but it can go on for a while and I am feeling a bit tired. So I will. I forget it asked me to save, because